Hey guys, welcome to Jivin With Jack. My name's Tyler, and I am the creator of Pop Culture Corner. I made a mistake yesterday, and Jack is allowing me to take the time to talk about that. So I'm going to be opening the show today. So yesterday I had to go to the RMV. And in Boston, we take the subway everywhere. Not a lot of people drive. Some people do. I don't. I took the subway, and on my way back from the RMV, I came across an anti-mandate rally. An anti-mandate rally is a rally, or was a rally, where they didn't want to have the vaccination mandatory in workplaces, schools, etc., etc. I, as a journalist, I work for GWW. I own and operate Pop Culture Corner. I found it as an opportunity to report on some news or what was happening in my community. Journalistic integrity aside, I did make a mistake and tell them that I was not vaccinated, but I can assure you I am. I just want to take the time to show you. I covered up my personal information, but this is my vaccine card. I am vaccinated. I do not care whether you are vaccinated or Billy's vaccinated or Jenny's vaccinated. I take no sides. I'm a journalist, and I took the time to infiltrate, if you want. Not infiltrate, that's the wrong word, but document what was happening in Boston, because these rallies are happening all over the country, and they directly have something to do with pop culture, right? These mandates, this whole coronavirus thing has something to do with pop culture. It's all tied together because it affects our daily lives. It affects everything. So thank you, Jack, for allowing me to take the time. Listen, I stand on no side, zero sides. I'm not on this side. I'm not on that side. I was in the middle. And I talked to a few people. They're nice people. They're people like us. Whether you're on this side or that side does not matter. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. And that's what matters. That's what matters, plain and simple. If you want to get vaccinated, please get vaccinated. But do not push it on other people. That's all, right? You can't, just like the same way you can't push religious beliefs. Listen, I want everyone to get vaccinated. I do. I think the country would be a safer place. I just don't think as humans, we should be able to force anything, right? But again, I was there yesterday as a reporter, not a supporter. I took down the videos because of some people asking me to. The videos are gone. However, I thought I was doing the right thing. I made a mistake. I am human. I'm very sorry to the people who didn't like that. I'm very sorry. I made a mistake, and I do not want to lose you as viewers, as friends, as part of this family. With that being said, let's have a good time. We have a lot to talk about, and we have a Lionsgate panel from Cinemacon. So let's get into it.
You know what? I'm vaccinated too. And I agree with Ty. We should not force people to get vaccinated or force religion down other people's throat. But seriously, become Catholic. It's really good. Just joking with you guys. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and genders of all ages across the spectrum, to today's episode of Jivin' with Jack. My dad is taking my brandy. That's what happens. But welcome, folks. I appreciate it. I also want to thank Ty for that video. Folks, we need to stop. Watch my thing on cancel culture. we have been covering stuff at Pop Culture Corner. We've been at rallies. We just cover stuff. And apparently some people were offended by that. Don't be that type of person. All right? Don't get so easily triggered or upset when you hear a point of view that Ty wasn't espousing. Other people were saying he was just covering it, because that's what he did as an investigative reporter for Pop Culture Corner and GWW. But that's all right. You guys are here. And today we are talking about vaccine mandates. No. We're actually going to continue our conversation about the X-Men. The X-Men. And obviously, we are covering the Lionsgate Cinemacon, folks. We want to thank all of you who have been watching. Thousands of you have been watching. So today at around 5:45 Eastern Standard Time, during Jivin With Jack, I'll bring everyone in, and we're going to cover Lionsgate. But before that, we're going to talk about the X-Men in the MCU. We had a conversation that was getting really hot on Tuesday, hot in a good way, and we're going to keep going on with that conversation. Plus, the beautiful and talented Olivia Rodriguez is in trouble because they said she might have stolen music. She did. And Kristen Stewart is Princess Diana. I mean, I could play Princess Diana if you're going to get Kristen Stewart. Plus, we're going to take a look into the Candyman franchise. And if you guys haven't seen it, our friend Caden got a sneak peek, an early sneak peek of it. And we're going to talk about the Candyman franchise. And Chucky is getting his own show. But last but not least, all of you people who are into WWE, AEW, at the end of the show, we have a segment called The Wrestling Corner, where I will be joined by my friend Desiree, and we're going to talk about the big hot weekend that just happened in AEW, WWE. We're going to talk SummerSlam. We're going to talk Rampage. But before all that, it is time to bring not just my co-host, but the new host of Lean On Me, starting September 6th, Austin Lean 316. Come on in.
What's up? What's up, guys? Good to see you all. Good to see you, Jack. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I got so excited my allergies started running.
Right, yeah, exactly. And then I saw your dad needed a little liquid courage there. I see.
Yeah,
so
I've been so busy that I just haven't had a little bit of. I was like, you know what? I don't have that much to do tomorrow, so I'm just gonna sit back and just enjoy myself. You know,
enjoy yourself. Exactly. Hey, man, and thank you, of course, for the shout out and mentioning that. Yes. Next Monday we have, or not next Monday, September 6th, in a couple Mondays. Lean On Me starts, and I'm super excited about that. But as always, quick shout out to the chat, everybody who's here, everybody who's watching. Thank you guys so much. You guys are the absolute best. Adam Silvestri, good to see you as always. Geek Studios, hi Geeks, always good to see you here, man. I feel like it's been a minute. It's always good to see you and have you here. Jedi Cal, good to see you as always. I like this question. If you could have a DC solo movie like Joker, what would you want? Well, I mean, they did make a Joker DC solo movie, but somebody made a really good case the other day for a Mads Mikkelsen solo Mr. Freeze movie. And I was like, yeah, that seems dark and my type of
that's kind of cool. You know,
right.
Freeze was kind of like a done character until the animated series. Like the animated series made that character good, and then writers were like, hey, we can do that.
I think Mads Mikkelsen could do that for the live action version. Absolutely. Billy, good to see you. Yes. Hashtag Lean On Me starting September 6th. We are super excited about that. There we go. Yeah, the official logo. There we go. We have the official logo up. Shout out to Dawson Weedrick, nerdy in many ways, for the awesome design and logo. Much appreciated. Again, can't wait for that. It's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of surprises, and that first episode is definitely gonna be a showstopper. We've got some cool things.
Like everything else good that happens, I, with all humility, take full credit for this. You know,
of course, right.
I take credit for it. I take credit for Britney being freed.
Right, South Park.
You know, I mean, it's just
exactly. Yes, Jack. I mean, without you, this country would honestly fall apart. It's
if people
you're not just the glue of the Pop Culture Corner. You're the glue, apparently, of the USA.
USA, America. I mean, if people listen to me and watch my show, the world would be a perfect place.
Exactly. But
this weekend, we're going to talk a little bit of Candyman if we have the time, but we are covering Lionsgate Cinemacon. That is the priority. So, folks, we're going to touch on everything. But once that starts, also, what time does that start? 5:45 Eastern Standard?
Yes, 5:45. And yes, of course, obviously, shout out and thanks to Ty for helping create the show, and then obviously TW, of course, for giving me the name. Let's see. We do have.
I gotta address this. I'm in Philadelphia. Haven't you ever heard "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia"?
Oh my gosh, get out! Oh my gosh. He's a Benson. Always good to see you, Benson. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see. But we do want to shout out our members. As always, we love our members. They're the lifeblood of this channel. So, Saggy Melons, Benson's, Prakash Swain, DC Talk with Extended, Adam Silvestri, that one Carlos, Resident Justice, Billy Roberts, Nick Carr, John Rodell, Justin Hines, Kiki Sphincter, Caden Reed, Sean Adame, Nick DePalma, Jack S.T. Rob, and Alien LV1023. Thank you guys so much for your support.
Like last week, I read a list of names, and it literally looked like someone just like banged their hand on the keyboard. What happened to that list? How can you get the list and I get the list with like 27 syllables, no vowels?
That was the list of new subscribers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
From now on.
That's right. That's
like
right.
I was selfish.
I'll take both lists.
Yo, that was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life. Smash the keyboard. Oh my god. All right. I'll be back for the Lionsgate thing. That was so funny.
Yeah, man.
But
from now on, you're reading the names, all right? It's not that I can't pronounce your names, but folks.
Oh, and we also forgot that's an old list.
Is that the old list?
I love how you guys took the joke seriously.
Who brought up the old list here? Come on, guys.
I thought I uploaded the new list. Oh, just include, all you have to include is Roblox, Marvel Ultimate.
And Roblox.
Oh, Roblox. The second person to tweet. Here we go. What do we have here? We have Jedi Cal, Geek Studios, Adam Silvestri. I call Adam Drip fan. He's Drifter.
Right.
Thank you for coming back. Roblox, Marvel Ultimate. None of these guys can say your name, Roblox. Who else do we have here? We have Pop Culture Corner. Oh, thank you for stopping by. StreamYard. There we go. Benson, thank you for coming back. Geek Studios. Guys, thank you so much.
Benson, Roy Orbison, and Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, that's right. Tune in.
The singer. Oh, he wears glasses. Okay, all right. I just looked him up. I'm like, okay, yeah, okay.
Right.
I'm honoring our president.
There you go. Yeah, our president. You know, I saw a great meme today of somebody said Joe Biden. Joe Biden writing the speech or practicing. It was a movie clip. The dude comes in and it's an older dude, and he goes, "Sir, are you ready for your speech?" He goes, "Oh no, I'm practicing my A's." And then he pulls up the paper. And he shows the paper. He's like, "Does this look like an A to you?" And the security goes, "Yes, sir." Yes. I was like,
so Andrew Casale brought up Top Gun 2. I started wearing aviators because when I was growing up, Top Gun was like one of my favorite movies. Like that, Back to the Future 2, and the Michael Keaton Batman, the early 90s. Like those are the movies we had on cycle, like in my house. Imagine like a nursery school kid watching Top Gun all the time. And at that time, my parents fast forward the sex scene. Dude, like for a PG movie, that sex scene is damn. Back then, they didn't really, PG-13 was kind of new. But
hey, man, remember the PG? Was Titanic PG or PG-13? You got a nice. Yeah,
that's what's so.
You got a nice little scene in there. He said, "Honoring your president."
What's that line from Monty Python? She has huge tracts of land.
Oh my god, yeah.
No, man, I've been wearing these before Biden. I don't know, Biden was there when they invented them, but no, I do this for Top Gun. I've been wearing aviators, high school, college. This is my third year. Always wear Ray-Bans. So, guys, so.
Yes, Drifter. Thank you.
Make sure to hit that link. I love all these new people who have come. I mean, the obvious answer is that, look, the Cinemacon, the interviews that you and Ty have done have benefited me. So for that, I say thank you. But I will still take the credit. So, no, seriously, I appreciate it. Austin, I just want to say something real quick about Austin. Austin's show starts in about 2 weeks. When Ty hired him, and I was like, oh, you hired some kid you found on Twitter. I was so mad. And guess who calmed me down?
Me? No, yes.
Big Drip. Drip's like, dude, we just worked with him. This kid's actually pretty good. I was like, you hired him without talking to me. And lo and behold, when I wanted to do Jivin with Jack, I was like, I want Austin to be my co-host because Ty hosts everything else. So I'm very proud of you. Happy. I'm just worried that your show will be better than mine, at which point I will start sabotaging. I will report every video.
I mean, there will be flags. There will be comments. There will be the whole 9 yards.
Actually, you remind me. So full screen me for a second. Speaking of hiring Austin, when I did that, I knew that the show was expanding, and I knew the show needed one more person. And I remember putting it out on the internet. Austin was the first one to contact me. I got contacted by 6 to 10 people, I believe. And I did the first interview with Austin because he was the first one to contact me. And him and I, we just clicked right away. I didn't do the other interviews. So I am so proud to say that, Austin has done such a fantastic job. He's there every single day. He's on time every single day. He's so passionate. Something to the table that I've never seen before, and that's this certain this energy for the content. He has done things for the show behind the scenes that you have no idea how grateful I am for this whole team. Jack has been so great. Caden is the newcomer now. He's been so great. He got the last night's interview was thanks to him. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there I had an emergency. But Austin stepped up. Just another thing to say. Today, we focus on the positivity of this team, the diversity of this team. And today, we're going to have some fun with Lionsgate. Congratulations, Austin. I cannot wait to be there for your first show. We've been working so hard behind the scenes for it. So it's going to be a good time. You guys are all
great to meet Mason. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you.
I funny, Austin. I gotta tell you this. So my mom, terrible English. She knows there's the white one and then there's the black one, meaning Drip.
Drip, right.
And I told her that Drip is taking time off. This is my co-host, but she has merged Austin and Drip into one person. So Ty's the white one, and you are now officially the black one.
Right. It happens. I've
be racist. She comes from a culture like that's just the way her is all like, oh, the he's back. I'm like, no, Mom, this is the new one.
Absolutely.
No, Mom.
I totally understand. Yeah. No, I love it, man. I'll take it. I mean, Drifter, if you think that I don't already know the game that you're playing, get out. Oh, no, okay. I know. Again, we've been through this before, but Yep, he's trying. But yeah, guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ty. Thank you, Jack, and everybody. Really, it's been a lot of fun, and it's been an honor, really, and I can't wait to do more. So it's definitely exciting. So
Adam Silvestri, I want to give props to Adam, to Billy Robert. These are the guys, especially when Jivin with Jack started, they were committed. Like they have been in the comment section for every freaking show, regardless. Oh, please don't pick your nose. I'm not. I'm getting rid of the drip, man. I can take Benadryl. Hold on, but then I'll fall.
He's like, I can take a Benadryl. We can fix this problem, but it may be a little loopy.
Seriously, Benson, if you're watching the show and that's the worst thing you thought has happened on this show, doesn't go back and watch the older ones. But let's get into the X-Men. For you guys were there on Tuesday. We kind of got off topic, but we were talking about how do we introduce the X-Men. Should they use some of the Fox cast? Should they go clean slate, new Jean Grey, new Cyclops, obviously Hugh Jackman? Ryan Reynolds has been begging him, but I give props to Jackman. He's not trying to milk it. He's like, look, I played it. This character for 18 years, 17 years. I'm done. Pass the mantle to someone else. So if they have a new Wolverine, chances are, we were talking about who could play Professor Xavier, who could play Magneto. There have been talks about should they do the civil rights thing. What if they were both civil rights guys from the 60s? Since the Holocaust, World War II, we're now touching 80 years now. It worked with, Sir Ian McKellen, who played Magneto, would have been too young to play Magneto, even in 2000. That's how long ago that was. So,
right.
Me and
So
Caden.
do we need
talking.
a transition?
Nah, that's fine. Let's just go right into it. That's all right. I love how Caden jumped into it. But Caden was part of this conversation too. Caden, you were talking about, how technically, or maybe it was you, Austin, like they could say, well, he was still a Holocaust survivor, Magneto, but he ages differently. So while he might be 100, 110, he looks like he's 50. And they've done that in the Fox movies where they played around with it. Mutants don't age the same way that normal human beings do. So
they do that with Boba in Star Wars.
Oh, exactly.
He's supposed to be like 100 years old, as well as with Rex and all of them, but looks like he's 60.
Yeah. So. I have a question for you guys. How would you bring the X-Men into the universe?
Well, I have my theory that I said on Tuesday, but I want to hear Caden and Austin Lean's lines.
Okay.
Come on, Austin, you're on the spotlight.
Okay. I guess. Well, I know, right? We know the rumors are there's a possible chance that we'll see in Doctor Strange 2, Scarlet Witch, battling a Fox X-Men. I have my theories as to who that is and as to why. I think that would be it, man. Look, we're in a spot now where, thankfully, because of Loki, we can all, get on track of there are multiple versions of characters, there are multiple variants, there are multiple this and that, and so I think somebody's got a dog going crazy in the background. But I think this is the perfect opportunity, man. You set up a new world while also giving homage and giving the fans what they want and seeing something that they love with the previous X-Men. So for me, I think that would be it. You kind of in Doctor Strange 2 get a look at the Fox X-Men, where that universe is at before it, everything. My thought is by the end of this whole multiverse saga, they'll have a new set timeline, main timeline, new, all that type of stuff, and that's where our new MCU Fantastic Four will thrive. But look, I'm definitely thinking that Doctor Strange 2 battle scene might expand a little bit more on that House of M story that WandaVision started, in which I love. It's one of my favorite Marvel stories. And it would be nice to see her interact with a certain professor, as she does in the comics.
Yeah, Caden put up a rumor. Caden posted what seems to be a rumor about Doctor Strange and how we'll see Charles Xavier and the rest of the X-Men come into play. So Caden, want to explain that?
Yeah. Spoiler alert for those people that care about Doctor Strange 2 and all that. But it's a minor spoiler. Well, actually, no, it's
a rumor. It's a speculation.
It's a rumor. Yeah, so
basically
there's a rumor going around that Wanda will fight Charles Xavier from the Fox universe, but it's unknown which actor is going to be him. If it's McAvoy or if it's Sir Patrick Stewart. But it's believed that it'll be Sir Patrick Stewart because he's been talks with Feige. But I think it's McAvoy.
No, I think it'd be James McAvoy. Yeah, I would bring in the younger cast. Why would you bring in the older cast?
Patrick Stewart has said he was done. Like when he did Logan.
And someone brought up that he said he was done with Picard, but I'm like, that's different. Like,
that's true, but on the other hand, you know what? He said he was done with Captain Picard. Like years ago, like I'm done with Star Trek. But then he saw after 20 years.
But he's made references to this, right? And this is what he said. In fact, we know actually that the information is out there that Kevin Feige did approach Patrick Stewart. He did meet with him. He did. I'm sure that was the first thing he thought of. But Patrick did not want to do it because he felt Logan was it, man. That was the send off. That was, it ended both of their stories so well, and he wouldn't want to come back and take away from not just his character but Logan's. It was emotional for Logan to lose Professor X in that scene.
He plays Professor Xavier, but not that Professor Xavier. In the same way that Judi Dench played M.
Again.
Brosnan's James Bond and was M for Daniel Craig's. Like, oh, that's just who is.
Again, you could definitely go the multiverse route and pretty much do whatever you want. It's the fact that maybe they bring him in for a cameo as Dr. X or Dr. Xavier, but he can't be the one to lead the X-Men if they're when they come into the MCU, which is inevitable.
Hitting on you.
Yeah,
what?
I don't.
Drifter's hitting on you.
That's okay. But listen, I took a couple, days off. I got my head straight, and I came up with the channel, and I'm going to start looking more professional every day. That's just who I am. I actually, when I worked at the bank, I wore a suit and tie every day. So I kind of like the casual yet non-casual look. But as I was saying, it could, if they're going to do like a cameo, like fan service cameo, I'm all for it. But James McAvoy, if you're going to bring in the Fox X-Men, you need to bring James McAvoy so he can lead the X-Men for many, many years to come. Not Sir Patrick Stewart, even though that would be great.
I don't think this Charles Xavier that's coming in is going to be the Charles Xavier that we see throughout the whole MCU.
Right, exactly. So
I think it's just this one-time movie.
I would love to see what the chat. What do you think? Which actor would you like to see in Doctor Strange 2? Would it be Patrick Stewart? I keep going to say Ian McKellen.
Sir Patrick Stewart.
Sir Patrick Stewart or James McAvoy?
McAvoy for me.
I mean, I'm biased towards Patrick Stewart because I'm a Star Trek fan, but he is 80. Look, I mean, I'm not saying he's going to die anytime soon, but he's doing Star Trek Picard. But if you're thinking 10, 20 years into the future, because X-Men is a franchise that could look how long the Fox franchise went from 2000 to 2018.
Yeah.
X-Men you want to get someone who can play Professor Xavier for a long time. It's not like one and done. You want and McAvoy, I think, is 40 now. He'd be perfect. Someone said, I don't know who it said, was it the Giancarlo Stanton as Professor Xavier? I don't know who that was. Was that you,
Me.
Austin?
Yep.
But okay, I just want to address this with Drifter. So he was on the casting grid, before Raimi came in, and then he declined because, again, like what Austin said, that he felt like the send off in Logan was perfect, so he's not going to come back for that reason.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah,
and I think that's the right way to do it. And again, like I'm sure Patrick Stewart wouldn't mind doing like a little cameo, like a little fan service cameo because of the multiverse.
I did it again. Giancarlo
Stanton is
Giancarlo
Esposito.
Giancarlo Stanton is the guy from the Yankees. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Giancarlo Stanton. It's Juan Carlo.
Gus Fring. Giancarlo Esposito. That's who should play. Giancarlo Esposito.
That's okay. It's okay. You're from the.
Giancarlo,
are you a Phillies fan or a Yankees fan?
I'm a baseball fanatic.
Well, I am too. But are you a fan? What is your home team?
Phillies, yeah.
Okay, all right.
The best, worst team in baseball.
I almost spit out my coffee.
Oh my
but
God.
I mean, the X-Men in the MCU. They are inevitable. The X-Men are coming. We know that the Fantastic Four are coming. We had to talk about this the other night. I want to know what the chat thinks. How are they going to bring the X-Men into the MCU? Get involved, guys. You guys are our 5th panel member. And let us know, do you want to see the Fox X-Men or do you want to see just a complete recast and we'll start fresh with Marvel's?
Todd, you remember my theory, not my theory, how I think they should bring them in. Do you remember that? I said it on Tuesday, but we talked about this like way back in the day when we were starting up.
I do not remember. So why don't you refresh us?
I think they should do a clean slate.
Yep.
Okay, so whatever the prime timeline is, the one that phase 1, 2, and 3 take place in, there have been a handful of mutants, right? The older ones. Your Charles Xavier, your Eric Lensher, your Logan, right?
Logan.
They've always been there. Apocalypse. They've always been there. They've kept quiet. Now, here's what happens. You have 3 snaps that take place on Earth. One by Thanos, one by Hulk, and one by Iron Man.
Yep.
Those snaps trigger mutations that would not have happened for hundreds of thousands of years of human evolution, right?
Right.
So things that would have naturally have happened over tens of thousands of years.
Over evolution.
Evolutions, because of the reality stone, the soul stone, all those stones at once. 3 snaps trigger some kind of cosmic event that trigger.
We saw it, Jack. You were right, actually. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You were right.
And all of a sudden, mutations start happening everywhere. Your neighbor, your hot dog stand guy, the guy who works at the gas station, your teacher. And now this creates a problem. Now there's so many mutants, and that's where you play up the sort of civil rights sphere about black people. You're like,
right? You draw comparisons,
and all of a sudden, whereas like the government's like, dude, we knew who the Avengers were, we know who Spider-Man is. Now anyone could have special powers. This is dangerous.
Yeah,
right.
So
right.
Thinking,
it would make the Sokovia Accords. It would bring that back as well because. Yeah. And that would lead to
then you get that
Ross.
guy, the Peter Dinklage guy, that created the Sentinels. That
but Jack, the beginning of the Eternals trailer shows that your theory could show prominence.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And also, I think,
Jack, good job,
there
man.
are 3 snaps all on Earth.
And also, if you think about it, mutants are not just Earth-based; they're also outer space. And there was also another.
You got to remember. Guess who made the X-Men? The Celestials.
The Celestials. There we go. Yeah.
Who are we getting in Eternals?
I thought with WandaVision they were going with the direction that this is my theory that her Agnes. What's it? Agatha Harkness.
Agatha Harkness.
They're not witches in the sense of like Catholicism, like they're evil. No, I think they're mutants. And when they put that outfit on her,
no, you're 100% right. They confirmed that. Well, they didn't confirm it because that's a very hard word, but they did confirm because if you think about it, Wanda is and they go towards it in WandaVision. Wanda's the reason that bomb never went off.
Yeah,
Wanda's the direct reason that bomb never went off when they were kids. She had her powers. They had just yet to be tapped. Something tapped it in that moment. So yes, you're definitely right. So but that also goes with mutants have always existed. The gene's always there.
What I'm saying is that only a few mutants have existed. But now
No. You're right. You're right.
Age of Ultron, where they say that the reality stone triggered that mutation. They couldn't use that word.
Yes, you're 100% right in saying that the gene exists in all like say we're in the Marvel universe. The gene exists in all of us, right? It just hasn't been tapped or it hasn't been utilized. When these 3 snaps happen, it triggers something in the world. The emergence or divergence, what do they call it?
Emergence.
Which is the emergence,
which is the celestial egg.
Right. There you go. Right there. That's your explanation. Yeah. Then now people start popping up. But then you got to think if the mutants are being created by the gene that's already in them, we would have to recast everybody.
Yeah.
We could bring them in as like a multiversal way, but we would have to recast them because
I wasn't too crazy about the cast in Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix. I know
Days of Future Past was really good.
They could really get a good actress to play Jean Grey, to play Jubilee. They can do, Marvel's never been bad with casting.
I know, and that's what I'm saying.
They have really good actors.
Do you think it's just better to start clean and fresh than to bring it? Because here's what happens. There's bad
X-Men movies in that franchise. There's some great ones, but there's a lot of bad ones too.
Exactly.
And you don't want to make that canon.
If you bring them in, you're also bringing in their baggage.
Right.
So,
I think I said this on Tuesday or I forget when, but like when they announced the trades announced the Nick Fury solo show, and we're like, oh snap, like they were getting a Nick Fury solo show. Then Disney Investor Day came, and Kevin Feige confirmed Secret Invasion as the Nick Fury solo show. So I think the season 2 of that would be mutants, Nick Fury, and what if the end credits of Secret Invasion is Nick Fury meeting with Doctor Strange? That Doctor Strange there's a new group of people that are in this world. Look for them.
I think the mutants are too big for them to introduce on a show.
Yeah,
I
well,
think
you could do like, but we don't know how big these shows are gonna get.
right.
Depends.
Right,
It really
because
does depend on how big.
you're introducing you already introduced like half of the members of Young Avengers on a Disney Plus show, and they're like a huge team.
That's true.
But I gotta say something to Geek Studios. When you say a better Mystique, I will say Rebecca Romaine was phenomenal.
Phenomenal. But that's the thing, in the timeline that everyone wants to bring in McAvoy, yada yada.
Yeah.
Mystique died.
Yeah.
Unless you pull them from a different point in time, Mystique's dead.
I mean, they could look. That was kind of, I think, the point of Days of Future Past was for them to mess with time and be able to say that, like, yes, we can go back, and yes, we can, do these types of things. So it's possible. It's very possible. Because I mean, I correct me if I'm wrong. I always understood that X-Men Days of Future Past confirms it. It's just the younger version of Stewart and McKellen, all that stuff. So if that were the case in the original X-Men trilogy, Mystique is alive, and so it just could very well be that with Days of Future Past, it split the timelines, or something like that. I don't know.
I thought Days of Future Past was by far the best X-Men movie.
The best X-Men, yes.
To date.
Yes, to date, I agree.
I would say that's better than a lot of the MCU movies. Not like the best MCU movies, but it's pretty damn good.
And that's the one. That's the one Dinklage was in, right, Kaden?
Yeah. Yep.
So yeah.
When they cast Jennifer Lawrence in First Class, she wasn't a huge star yet, and all of a sudden Mystique became like the central focal point of Apocalypse and Dark Phoenix.
Well, that's because of her fame and fortune from Hunger Games.
I'm gonna say this. She's definitely a better actress than Rebecca Romaine, but in that role, Rebecca Romaine was just better. I mean,
you think so?
In that role, yeah.
Okay.
I think her in First Class
in character.
Mystique,
in character.
And
Jennifer Lawrence was such a she was a diva when it came to the makeup.
Yeah.
She was.
That's my issue. Like that.
You couldn't bring her back because she doesn't want to play Mystique anymore. She didn't like the makeup. She didn't like the character. She had no enthusiasm. In Dark Phoenix, you can tell that's why they had to kill her off, was because she just really didn't like playing the character at all.
No, because
right.
Whatever. I think her day in the sun is kind of like
over. This is
I thought that was going to look a lot better.
I do have, this is kind of cool here. Benson sent me some cool pictures here of some of these toys that are going to be coming out. So we got Marvel Legends Spider-Man toys.
I know Benson's has a toy store, and he said he was going to send me some toys, and I am really looking forward to that. That way we can, collaborate and do all that kind of stuff. Because I would love to promote his store, and also be able to give toys away to some of the members. He is a member, so I would love to do that. And look at these. These are gorgeous.
Yeah, these are super good. Now the ones that caught my eye, the Eternals stuff. So you got the Eternals Legends, Ajax.
See, I don't like the way that looks though.
That one's okay. You got Icarus.
Icarus looks good. I cannot wait for Kit Harington and Rob Stark to be back together. Richard Madden. I never can remember his name because I just know him as Rob Stark. That one.
I like this one actually. Dina looks great. But I'll tell you the one that caught my eye, and I even told Benson, I was like, "This is just sick." Crow.
Oh, Crow
is on another level.
That's the only one that's impressed me so far.
Dude, that is the best toy I've ever seen.
I want.
That's the best toy I've ever seen.
I just...
Holy shit.
Wow.
Why didn't they use the blackout for the rest of the toys?
I don't know.
It makes it look so much more impressive.
Yes. I mean, dude, just look at. This toy design. Look at this Legends. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I need that toy. Crow looks amazing. And Crow, Wait, do you guys know about Crow in the comics?
I have
A
no
little
idea.
bit.
He's the
little bit.
Deviants leader.
Oh,
Right.
He and
So-
and Thena has a
Thena have, like,
relationship, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So they had a relationship in the past.
Yeah.
And like
And
again, watch my video explaining the Eternals. I'm actually gonna do a follow-up video. That
Oh,
looks
what the
ridiculous.
Yeah,
Tell me
what
that
the heck
doesn't
did they
look
do to
ridiculous.
his face?
His face.
Why
They
does he
made
look
him-
like he's 80?
Why does he look like he's having a stroke?
Oh my gosh, what happened? How do you go from this to
Dun, dun, dun. I just saw Caden's face. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, I
Oh,
forgot what Caden looks like, honestly.
I just
we
saw,
got
you
it.
briefly showed it for a second.
We got a quick.
We got Ezra Miller looking like actually,
A
you know
Barry
what?
Keoghan as
Barry
Druid.
looks good. Barry looks good.
Oh, speaking of Barry
what's
Keoghan,
what's
he
going on
recently
here?
got into an accident. Someone
Oh
beat him
god.
up.
Well, I would probably assume that he got into a fight. He does have a bit of the luck of the Irish in him. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's where he,
But guys, let us know in the comments. What do you think of these toys? Are you gonna get any of them?
I'll
Or
tell you
are
which
you
one
just
I'm
gonna
gonna
get the
get.
Crow toy?
Or you can
Boom.
go for as low as $3.99.
right?
That money
There
for
you
that.
go.
$2.99.
$2.99. Shut up! I'm trying to get $1
Not
more.
Jack.
$3.99.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got some
Ooh.
Miles Morales from the Miles
Oh.
Morales collection.
Oh,
That's the one for the video game. Ooh.
Yep,
Nice.
yep.
You get a
dude!
PlayStation.
I
just
like
to play
I
those
like
games.
how he. Oh my god, he looks great. The
Just to
suit
play
looks
those games, Ty, you
amazing.
become a gamer.
What?
Right, yeah, become a gamer.
I said just for the Spider-Man games, the Miles Morales
Well,
one.
I'm heavily considering it because I do want to play like the games that they're coming out with are like
They're amazing.
it's almost like watching a movie, like
Exactly.
playing
Or
through
you,
it.
You haven't even played the Arkham games, Ty. You would love.
I
Oh.
have.
Okay, you played the.
Those
Arkham
are the only games I've ever
Okay.
played all the way through.
You will
But I
love
only
the
played two
Miles
of them.
Morales game. Like Miles
I-
Morales and Spider-Man, you would love those games. They recreate Manhattan to a T, and they add like the Marvel stuff. Like I mean, you would have so much fun with that. It's just
Right.
gorgeous to play.
Yeah,
Right.
people in the chat really loving Crow. They really love it, loving Crow. I mean, yeah, this just looks amazing, dude. Like amazing. That's why I don't understand. How do you get that? And then you got the others that are kind of like a Moreland here from
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
No, but I played two of the first two Arkham games I played. And I actually, those are the reasons that, I'll be honest with you. The first two Arkham games had me sitting there like, should I become a gamer or not? So I was like, but then I ended up selling it when I moved, and I want to buy either the Xbox, the new one, or the PlayStation new one.
Oh yeah.
Well, see,
What,
here's
what
the
do you
thing.
guys
Spider-Man games
suggest?
are
I know you're
only
both.
on Sony, so you have
I know-
to if you want to play that. That's the
Well, I know you're both opposite in your games, in your game
Right.
systems. So which do you think I should buy?
if you want to play
Just depends on-
Spider-Man, you're gonna have to get a Sony because
Yeah, if you want Spider-Man, you're stuck with your Sony. But if you want performance in Halo, Xbox is where you want to be.
Look, Ty, seriously,
Sony.
Xbox has got Halo 1,
I don't
Halo
like Halo. I could care
Halo
less about. I
3,
couldn't care less about Halo.
4, Halo 5, Halo 6. I mean, how could I say not to get an Xbox for those games?
And it's no offense to Austin. I
Yeah.
don't like. I couldn't care less about Halo.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man,
but-
I care a lot about. So
Oh yeah.
So I want
it's
to get
nothing
your
against Halo, though. Of course, it's just not my game. You know what I mean?
Ty, if
I'd
I sent you a PlayStation 2, like if you could get good at a PlayStation 2, you would kill on a 3, 4, or 5 because it's like the old school mechanics. I have
Okay.
like 2 PlayStation 2s.
Well, you also get free games on Xbox, especially with Xbox Game Pass. Just
Yeah.
See, I like having you guys. Battle to like promote it. So
Yeah,
that's what we're trying to do.
Gavin, you have Master Chief in your chat, and you say that blasphemy. Now
Well,
you're
I
going to
didn't
lose
say-
Master
no,
Chief
it's-
as a member and as a subscriber. Come on.
It's me. You guys, we've known this for like since we started the show. I am just not a gamer. But
Yeah.
I show interest in it because it's part of pop culture and I want to know more about it
The
so
biggest
that I can
industry in pop culture. It's bigger than movies.
yeah.
That's how much money it makes.
But and I'm sitting here, I'm saying I couldn't care less about Halo, but also I couldn't care less about animation. And then guess what? Austin made me watch Invincible, and I sat there in awe, literally in awe. All
right, so I would say honestly, like I will buy an Xbox at some point because of Bethesda, but I do have another X-Men thing. Now, this is a topic me and Caden talked about. I want to ask Austin and Ty what your opinion is. I think in terms of optics, I know what the comic books say, but Wolverine has to be tall. I know in the comics he's 5'3", but even the artists kind of manipulate how big he looks. I think optically it would not look good if you had a 5'3" actor up against a 5'10" Storm.
I don't think that really matters. Because the way that they can shoot things now is
but right there, they're gonna shoot it so he looks taller.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's the difference?
That's a tall actor. I'm not saying he has to be as big as Jack, who is 6'4". He's taller than Ben Affleck. But like I think for the film, you need a tall actor. And then we were talking about how like
what defines tall for you?
In the modern age, it's always over 6 foot. Like,
so do you think he should be 6 foot or above?
6 foot or above, yeah.
So I'm around the 5'8", 5. I think he should be around the 5'8", 5'9" range.
Yeah, but even if they do that, don't make. I brought up Kiefer Sutherland in 24. Kiefer Sutherland's 5'9", but then they would make him like wear heels and stuff so he looked taller because he's the hero.
Right. No, you don't want to make him look taller necessarily. I think 5'8" is good because look, there's a reason to it, right? There's my
dad's height.
And this is just fact, right? There's just there's being Wolverine and the things that he does and the gymnastics and absolute insanity, right? You kind of have to be a certain size to be that agile to be able to do the things that he does as a character. So I kind of understand why in the comics is that.
They get away with that with Batman. Batman's supposed to be 6'2", but he's just as good a gymnast as a 4'10" person. Like, it's comic book stuff. But I'm talking about want. I'm going to say this. I'm saying this is a straight male. You want the alpha male to look alpha. You want him to look tall and domineering. What was so great about Ben Affleck's Batman? He just looked like a beast. 6 feet. He was always skinny, 6'3", but when he bulked up, he looked like he could beat the crap out of 50 people.
Yeah.
I know the comics, they always play around with it. They always make Wolverine look almost just as big. And what was cool about Jackman is that he's like 6'4". He's like tall. So when he gets up in anyone's face, he just looks bigger than them. It's like, don't mess with this guy. Now, in the comics, he's 5'3", but if you didn't know that, you would never know because they always draw him. I used to read the Wolverine solo series before they canceled it. They always drew him in a way where he looked just as big as everyone else.
Right.
For film, I don't want someone tall.
But I don't.
It
would look weird with someone like say he was my height, right? 5'5". I'm a smaller guy. If he was my height, which I'm actually technically taller than Wolverine is in the comics, it would look very weird.
Look, Ty. Okay, back you up. I'm 5'10.5". I was a huge Punisher fan, so I bought a leather trench coat. I didn't look good in it.
I have a trench coat, and I do look good in it because I'm smaller.
It's smaller. So like when I wore it, I didn't look tall. I looked like an average sized person wearing it. But like when they cast a Punisher, they always have to get someone who's a little bit tall. So when they wear that trench coat, they look domineering. And look, so like people always say women are always attacked for how they should look. Mm-hmm. I'm the same way with guys. I don't want a 5'10" Thor. I want Thor to be 6'4" and just have massive arms. You know what I mean? Is that the only qualifying factor? But no. Robert Downey Jr. gets away with it. I think he's 5'8" or 5'9", which is fine because he wears a suit of armor. Michael Keaton got away with it because just of the times. But like now, Batman, he's got to be tall. He's got to be a good actor, but he's got to have that physique that makes you think like, yeah, this guy can beat up 50 guys. I buy that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And with John Bernthal,
I'm with you.
Like he looked like he could kill 100 people.
Yeah.
I don't know how tall the guy played Daredevil was, but like you want him to look like, yeah.
So how hyped are you guys? I mean, are you excited about the Lionsgate panel because it does start in like
John Wick, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy those movies.
I'm not really excited. I'll be honest.
Way to not promote our show, damn it.
Right, yeah. Lionsgate has always been the the kind of, I mean, they really
successful horror franchise of all time.
They'd really have to come out with something to
they're
to impress. Like
they're the
have
final panel of CinemaCon. I think they've got something up their sleeve.
Maybe
we'll see. I mean, look, they have John Wick 4 probably.
That's a big one. John Wick has made a lot of money.
It is, but it's a lot. I would argue that film after the third has lost a lot of momentum. I think a lot of people walked away from that third film having, from what I see, just from what I could see, having the same feeling in that, okay, that ending just kind of took me out of it. And it just kind of went a little over top there. Like, you throw him off a 5-story building, break every bone in his body, and shoot him 6 times, and then bring him to a slashed up Lawrence Fishburne and goes, "Yeah, I'm mad." Like, oh my God, okay, we get it now. You should be dead, but you're mad.
This guy likes that line. We don't win a war by killing enemies. We do it by saving who we love. Remember that stupid line that Ryan Johnson cuts himself.
Dear God, geeks, no. Lionsgate, leave Hellboy alone right now.
Wait, I didn't see that one with not Ron Perlman. Was that bad? I didn't
David Harbour? Oh my God.
Really wasn't that bad?
It was that bad. And it was so sad because it's like, dude, Guillermo del Toro should have done Hellboy 3.
Yep.
They should have let him do Hellboy 3. Let him, and
Harbaugh
he had that character down.
Harbaugh was the best casting choice. They just didn't have a good story.
Dude, he got jacked. Did you see his photos of like?
Yeah, he was ripped, but he was also like, he was ripped in a way that was like, this guy's older. Like, damn.
Right.
They got him good. They got him looking great.
Anymore. The Rock is going to be 50 next year, but like,
yeah, age really doesn't matter. But again, your body naturally breaks down when you get that older, so you do have to use performance enhancing drugs to look like that.
Like, how do you think Hugh Jackman is always skinny?
But again, that's not outlawed in movies. That's literally only outlawed in sports.
Yeah. But like, he would get massive. Like, even like in Days of Future Past, you got to remember he's like 43, 44. They're definitely on stuff to get that big that quick.
Yeah, no, exactly. They're like for instance, the guy who Janami, he's in Eternals.
Right, Camille, right.
Camille Nunjani. He said he didn't use performance enhancing drugs, but Joe Rogan said that there's no way that he didn't.
No, you can't.
There's no way he didn't. The way he looks right now.
No matter how much of an athlete you are, you can't look. Arnold, Hulk Hogan, God bless them, they were honest. Arnold admits it. Yeah, I took steroids.
Yeah, I'd rather you admit it.
5 hours a day.
Yeah, I'd rather you admit it so that there's not these there's not these TMZ articles like coming out against you, making you look bad.
Schwarzenegger flat out admitted that when he was a bodybuilder, he used steroids, but still, he was still the greatest.
DC owns the rights to Spawn, right?
Todd McFarlane has the right, and actually Todd McFarlane is currently scripting the Spawn and directing the Spawn movie for Blumhouse with Jamie Foxx starring.
Blumhouse? I'm okay with that.
Austin,
with Jamie Foxx starring.
Here's the thing.
Dude.
They've been saying that for years.
It's still happening.
It's still happening. I don't doubt, because Todd McFarlane.
Jason Blum literally came out 2 weeks ago, dude. Literally came out 2 weeks ago.
That's true.
They did announce the writer last week.
Did you say this?
That's true.
HBO greenlit. Oh, well, you say that, but HBO greenlit a follow-up to the Spawn series. Never happened. Todd McFarlane wants to direct a big budget comic book movie when the dude has never directed a film in his life.
No,
he's casting Jamie Foxx, but then he said Spawn will be CGI. I'm like, oh, if he's going to be CGI, why not just get Keith David, who voiced him in the animated series? I mean,
no, but then you still have to, because you still have the face burned Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, he's still going to. Jamie Foxx still going to play the character.
30 minutes you have.
I mean,
30, 40 minutes.
Yeah, and Blum, look, I'm happy. I'm very happy it's taken this long.
Blumhouse,
because
so.
Jason Blum has said, look, we're taking this long because Todd wants to get the movie right. He wants the script right.
If Jamie Foxx is in Spawn, we know, guys, check out Pop Culture Corner and Austin's interview with Dave Brown last night. Dave is a very good friend of Jamie Foxx. On films, he's his assistant. So, we'll have Dave back around that time. Maybe, calling some favors, and who knows. But it was a great interview last night. And he has very close ties to Jamie Foxx. And, now always here at the Pop Culture Corner, we definitely love Jamie Foxx here. I can't wait to see him in Spider-Man No Way Home. And anything he does, I think, is just awesome. I still love him in Horrible Bosses is still one of my favorite things ever.
Look, if we can't get Jamie Foxx, we can always say, blame it on the booze. Got you feeling loose.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Blame it on the Tron. Got you in the zone. Blame it on the
alcohol, baby.
Right.
I have to say that.
Yeah, Fox. Yeah, he's been.
Talk about how great Jamie Foxx
Benson's. Which one are you talking about for this? Kumail Nanjiani? Again, I didn't say. I don't know. I don't know what happened. Joe Rogan
in an
went out.
interview said that he's been working out since 2015.
Right. But a lot of people say that kind of stuff because they're ashamed, because we live in a society that shames people for using performance enhancing drugs when we shouldn't.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean,
and Robert Meyer Burnett can say whatever. You know what I mean? Robert Meyer Burnett, he does know his
Joe
stuff.
Rogan.
but Joe Rogan knows the advancement of using performance enhancing drugs.
But Joe Rogan also talks a lot of crap.
Well, I disagree with that.
It depends on what topic you're talking about, but
yeah.
Well, he does.
I'll
Joe Rogan talks out
helpfully
of his
disagree
ass
with you on that.
Right.
I don't think he should have said what he said about the vaccine.
I know what you're talking about specifically, because because I don't watch all his shows. I watch certain topics, but what do you mean?
I think Joe Rogan. He's the type that you watch his show. He's just kind of a know-it-all. And I like Joe Rogan. I watch his show. I actually listen to it. But he literally thinks he knows everything, and he's so arrogant about it. So I'm sure I can already see how he acted with the whole kid. He was probably like, when somebody asked, "Do you think Camille did it?" He's like, "Oh, of course. I know that stuff. Come on."
Yeah, but he's been
that was a good impression.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not saying I watch the guy. I watch the show. It's not that I don't like him, but I'm
that was a really good impression.
Yeah.
I mean, I think steroids are. I think even in WWE, which we're going to talk about later tonight,
I thought Jack said,
and UFC, they all use steroids. You look at WWE, how the hell did that guy get that big? They're using steroids. They have ways to get around it. It's not that hard anymore. So if Joe Rogan, remember, he works for the UFC, or he does commentary for the UFC. Yeah. The guy probably knows stuff when it comes to that stuff, and knows that anyone who looks at these movies is how come I work out so hard and I don't look like that? They're taking steroids to get in shape that quick. And I'm not judging them, but they do take steroids. So
no, I agree. I agree. But whatever.
For Ben Affleck to get that big in BDS at age, how old was he in that movie? 45, 43, 44?
Yeah, you need a little bit of help, because you're naturally naturally, scientifically, your body doesn't produce as much of that hormone. So
here we go. He's talking about Ricardo Montalban. Ricardo Montalban was 60 in The Wrath of Khan. He definitely took steroids to get.
Oh yeah.
I mean, he's a handsome guy, charismatic actor, but they wanted to show that he's a superhuman. He's like, oh, I did push-ups, 50 push-ups a day. No, you took something, and that's fine.
That's fine.
So he would have that defined chest.
Yeah, you as a human should have the right to do whatever you want, aside, with some guidelines, of course. Let's not go purging. But you as a human, if it's legal, you should have the right to do whatever you want.
Dude,
back to
real quick. I saw the Forever Purge movie, and I'm like, this was fantasy, but I feel like this could kind of sort of happen.
There was
The Purge.
Not like The Purge, but I can see violence happening and people be like, what are you going to do?
To not correct that. Oh, sorry.
I can totally see it. A human growth hormone. So Gavin Cooley turns him into crazy
I think
athletic.
Tom Hardy
Yeah.
he took steroids for
Most likely, yeah.
But Tom Hardy is a different breed. That dude is probably one of the most honest out there. He just says a lot of stuff.
Okay,
Yeah.
so going back to the Wolverine height thing, Tom Hardy's only 5'8", but they made him look bigger to play Bane against Christian Bale's 6 foot. So there goes back to the camera tricks. They got to make it look like Bane is just.
And he also wore big boots.
He wore big boots. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They did little tricks. So if that's
Bane wears
the
big
case,
boots.
you're gonna do that with a 5'3" Wolverine, why not just cast an actor who's 6'1", 6'2", who will?
Because they wanted Tom Hardy.
Yeah. But Tom
wanted him.
He's already in his 40s,
Yeah. They wanted Tom Hardy, and I think he was very good in the role. I do not like the way that they made their Bane. Like I don't like. Yeah, I didn't really like the.
If you're thinking
Dark
about the
Knight's Bane.
prosthetic chest plate, you're thinking about Thor in Endgame, where he wore the fat suit.
Yeah.
Right.
And Marvel got shamed for that.
Chest plate.
Yeah.
Marvel got shamed for making Thor look like that. Which is crazy to me.
No. They got shamed for making fun of it because Thor's mom's like, Thor, eat a salad. And
Right.
So what if she's fat? I'm like, again.
When you're the god of thunder, your expectations are a little bit higher than the average.
People think that fat shaming is only towards women, and it's not cool to do that to women. But at the same time, I want a big Thor. I want a tall Batman. I want Superman to look like a beast. I want him to be 6'1". Mm-hmm. I want him to look like a bodybuilder, like to some degree. Performance is also important. But that's me as a straight guy talking about another guy. I want those heroes to look like they can rip a phone book in half.
Yeah, right. Agreed. Right. No, I agree completely.
Drifter says we need a Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4. I think Toby might be a little old for that one, buddy.
Extensively, so don't worry.
Yes, I'm very excited for Halloween Kills, and they did show a little bit of it yesterday during the Universal panel, and Jamie Lee Curtis talked a little bit about it. And oh my gosh, the kill count for that movie and Halloween Ends
Khan
is going to be.
Khan is here.
Oh, King Khan.
The Wrath of Khan. And to be age 49 and be better looking than you were at age 25, he's definitely on stuff. No doubt.
Right.
Do you guys want me to show that image I was talking about a couple of days ago where it had Michael pushing someone's eyes? No. Actually, no, that'll be never mind.
Yeah.
That's blood.
Listen, Caden, when does the Cinemacon start? In about 10 minutes, 9 minutes?
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Why don't we do that?
Candyman?
I'm going to squeeze in one more topic before it starts so that we could just have something else to talk about. Do you guys have any last thoughts about the X-Men, which we've been talking about for an hour?
No, man. I think for me, in regards to the Wolverine stuff, I don't care. Just cast a good actor. Just give me a good Wolverine. Give me, obviously somebody that can define the role for themselves because it's so definitively Jackman's as of right now. Yeah. And so just give me a good actor. Give me a good story. And that's all I really care about. Actually, I do care about he needs to be rated R, and I would like to see some heads roll, but that's for a topic for
another day. All right, guys, we're going to So, in about 6 minutes, we are going to be covering the Lionsgate Cinemacon, but there are a couple of smaller topics I kind of want to talk about, and folks, don't leave just because you don't like them. Well, do whatever you want. But let me ask you guys this. Are any of you guys fans of Olivia Rodriguez? Yeah. I love her. I like her. I think she's great. I think she's funny. I think she's sexy. I'll admit that. Have you guys heard the song "Good for You"?
Yes, I have that
probably
once a week.
So here's what happened.
Whoa, cool. Caden listens to it once a week.
Yeah, well, Caden's young, so he listens to that stuff, right? I listen to modern music too, and
I listen to Elvis Presley and Joe. Whoa, bring it back.
You want me to take my guitar and sing Elvis Presley for the next 20 minutes? There he is. So her song got accused. It's a good song, but basically
it's a really good song.
It's a great song. Good for you. Basically, Paramore had a song, and it was accused of having similar riffs. So over the weekend, she added retroactively singer Haley Williams and their guitarist, giving them credit for the song because it sounded similar enough. But here's the thing. I play guitar. I was playing my guitar earlier. Songs, especially pop songs, tend to use a lot of the same 4 or 5 chords. There's a video of an Australian band. They do a joke called the 4-chord song. But I give her props for giving them credit. But at the same time, like, there's 20 other songs that kind of sound like this. And was she really obligated to do that?
I mean, no. It was most likely probably out of, to kind of do some damage control and not let this get any bigger or any more dramatic. But at the same time too, I mean, look, you make a great point, and I work with a lot of people who work in the music business and do this. Look, yeah, when it comes to pop music, it's like you can argue, I guess, that it's not, but it's all the same. It's all the same thing.
Also, guys, did you guys hear about this?
Oh my God!
Yes, we're gonna talk about that. Yeah. I just want to finish up my thoughts on this, but I think look, you're right. When it comes to pop music, it's all the same. It's all redone chords, rearranged, and so really want to get into it. I'm sure there's something out there that somebody made that sounds exactly like
I would say the same thing about the MCU.
That's right.
It's the same 4 chords, but it sounds good. With the exception,
you know what? I agree with you.
With the exception of a handful of movies, I'm not saying
I agree with you.
Remember what I said Tuesday? I don't think the MCU has made a bad movie.
No, and that's why it's exciting to see them play with the formula with Loki and even with WandaVision.
Play with the formula with WandaVision. I agree, but I just was not titillated.
No, it didn't work. But I enjoy. It's different. Whereas now we're in phase 4 and all that, where I'm enjoying the experiments. Whereas in the beginning it wasn't so much. But yeah, this is pretty crazy. The dude from Nirvana, the kid from Nirvana, Naked Baby, is now suing Nirvana after years of making money off this cover, doing celebrations. In fact, even doing an anniversary, even doing on the 10th. 15th and 20th anniversary of the album, he jumped into a pool, obviously with swim trunks, to recreate. Can I just say something?
I am a fan of 80s heavy metal. I like Nirvana, but I hate how they killed rock music as being fun. That being said, if you look at that image and you're stimulated, then there's something wrong with you. This is a cash grab. It's a baby. Come on.
It's also what people have to realize is like that's not the focus point of the album cover. Like it's the money on the hook is the focus point.
Right. You're looking at the time that this came out. Nirvana, they were all about against the establishment, anti-capitalism, all that type of stuff.
Ozzy Osbourne for eating a bunch of bats on stage.
Yeah, I'll definitely say that it's weird and you're a little creepy for it, but don't cancel it.
I'm not denying that, but like after when did this come out? 92.
It came out. 91? It's been over 30. It's been over 20 years.
Oh, definitely.
It's like 2 years old. It's been like 25 years.
Wow.
28 years.
But my point is like, why now?
Like, because he must have had pandemic hurt everybody, man. We're all short.
So he needs financing. He needs financing.
Also helps the suits alleged the parent that his parents not consent to use of this image.
Right. Also helps that the suit. That's right. He probably was. He probably was low on some cash. Like I said.
Well, yeah,
he's been taking advantage of the anniversary of the album, recreating pictures for it, doing interviews all for years and years and years, and now all of a sudden. He thinks it's pornography.
I mean, that's disgusting.
If anything, I'll tell you what. It just makes me think he's more twisted than Nirvana is. So it's not helping his case.
His legal team, someone on his legal team was like,
"Hey, we can really get a bunch out of this because of this loophole that your parents didn't sign consent." And he was like, "Really?" Look, I think it's This is ridiculous, man. This is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, if I were if I were the lawyers fighting that case, man, oh man, would I have every Instagram picture, every Facebook picture, every interview, every article, everything that he's done in the last 10 years to take advantage of the cover of this album and be completely fine with it. And now he wants to sue every single member of Nirvana for damages of child pornography. Are you kidding me? And that's like, yes, there's a case because our justice system is screwed up and not right. But please, for the love of God, any sane judge in the United States will look at this and throw it right out of the window.
Yeah, it's been 20 years, 20 plus years.
30.
Less than,
30, man. The song's older than Ty. That album is older than Ty.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 30, almost 30 years. And
I was going to play some Nirvana, but...
And like you said, and even an article mentions that he's been doing these anniversary things on his own, not being hired by Nirvana to do it. He's
Nirvana
doing it on his own.
Yeah, Nirvana
like,
doesn't
he does it on
make
his
him do
own.
anything.
He's like, and...
Will he return the money? Will he return the money?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, return the money, and then I'll start to believe you that you feel taken advantage of and that all that. Then we'll talk. Up until then, it seems like you've been doing just fine with no complaints until now. And
college education, buddy. Like, it's stupid.
Yeah. Sorry you had a rough year like The Last of Us, but it doesn't mean you get to go,
right,
take advantage of something and twist it into something that's not true.
Right. Okay, and also it's 2:45.
Weird about this. Disgusting. I hate pedophiles. So do we.
Yeah.
I do. I can't speak for my coworkers, but I do.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I think it's a dumb thing.
Yeah.
It's trying to get some money. Dude, you made a lot of money. Your parents made a lot of money off that album cover. Rest in peace, Kurt Cobain.
Yep.
That's the thing.
It's funny. They even tried to sue Dave Grohl, who wasn't even the drummer at the time.
Yeah,
they're even suing Dave.
To sue Cobain's wife.
Yep, his estate. They're trying to sue Cobain's estate.
And the wife too, not just the estate and the wife.
Are you talking about Courtney Love?
It was just in that article. It was like the wife was brought in as a person that was being sued.
Yeah, they're just disgusting.
Was he married to Courtney Love? I know he's with her. He may not have been married to her.
I don't think they were.
Courtney Love.
So let's go ahead and take a look here. Let's see if Cinemacon has started, because I know some people in the chat are asking.
We're talking about Cinemacon. There it is. It started.
All right, so it looks like it is starting.
All right.
It's coming to a close in the final presentation.
If there's any pages that we should be looking at.
No, yeah, no, we'll just be kind of giving you the rundown from here. So it's looking we might hear about Moonfall by Ronald Emmerich, which is his new film. So we might possibly get something there.
All right.
Right, Maker of Independence Day. We might get something, of course, from John Wick 3. And at the closing luncheon, Patty Jenkins, who's here in Vegas at CinemaCon, actually said, "I'm not a fan of Day and Date, and I hope to avoid it forever."
Wow,
that's a little slam.
That was because we've been told that Gal and Patty were like patriots for this Day and Day thing by Warner Brothers.
Right.
And now we're finding out that Patty does not like it.
Yeah, because Warner Brothers needed to make themselves look good and needed a fall person to,
Right.
But now she did also comment and say, right, that putting it Day and Date was the best decision in a series of terrible decisions.
Right.
In a series of terrible choices, that was the best choice. But she still says she never wants to do that again, and it really she does say I think it heavily affected the film.
Yeah.
All right. So, Ty, for the CinemaCon, you guys usually pull up Twitter, right? Should we pull up Twitter?
No, we.
No.
There's no reason to pull up Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah. We just run down whenever as it comes out. I have the updates here.
We talk about as the first piece of news comes out, we talk about that. Second piece of news, talk about that, and then kind of keep it rolling and keep it flowing.
A sizzle has played.
Hold up.
Guys, share the show. We're talking about Cinemacon, Lionsgate. So if you guys have social media, please share it. We're talking Lionsgate.
All right. So the first thing I will say is and I was going to try to tell them backstage, but it is time for Cinemacon Lionsgate panel. All right.
There we go.
Go ahead. It's your show.
Cool. Yeah. So we got. It looks like they probably are going to talk about John Wick Chapter 4, Moonfall, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Shotgun Wedding, and Borderlands. So it should be excited to see. Oh, as well as
in the chat. I love those games. They're fun.
Right, and also a possible Clerks 3.
So excited
from
I'm
Kevin
so
Smith.
Excited.
Guys, by the way, I think Clerks 2 is better than Clerks 1. Clerks 2 is a phenomenal film.
Guys, share this show, and then when you share it in the thing, say that we're covering Cinemacon. I want to let you know that we've gotten the information right from the inside. So the best place to be, besides in the halls of where they do it, Caesar's Palace, is right here at the Pop Culture Corner, and tonight in Jivin With Jack. So if you want the information in order and talked about in a cool way, definitely tell your friends and let's get this thing going. It's Cinemacon. It's the final panel. Let's do this, baby.
And Drifter, if you have to go, buddy. This is not going anywhere. For all of you watching, we don't disappear. We're on YouTube. You can watch us later.
Yeah, and Drifter, we are going to show some of your art at the end of the show. We do ask, like I said, when people become members, they definitely get access to cool stuff, and including that kind of stuff, right? So if you send us something, I have a cool little printer. I'll print it out. We can put it on the wall. We can get it laminated. We love our members, and if you guys send us anything, we'll definitely put it in the background. I have a lot of space, so the more the merrier. And we want to become a family pretty soon. I'll tell you this. When we get to 30 members, we'll be doing members-only live streams, and one of us will host it. One of us three will host it, and you get to just fire questions away, and we'll have it as a little cool thing. So, but guys, listen, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. I've been hyped this whole season.
I don't get Austin's hate towards John Wick. This is a man who likes The Last Jedi. John Wick is, like the Fast and Furious franchise, is unapologetic about what it is.
But it didn't start that way, and that's what hurts. That's what hurts, is it didn't start that way. It got to a point where it was unapologetic. I even enjoy the second one a lot more than the third one.
You don't like the third one? That whole sequence.
Here's the thing.
Should I go get my tie? Yeah,
I like it. Tie. Oh God, I like it, but I don't think it's that good. There's no story to it. There's absolutely no story to the third one.
The Last Jedi. Agreed with you.
No. There's a great, unique story to the last. Hold on. Okay, hold on. You want Last Jedi isn't a lightsaber fight for 2.5 hours. John Wick.
They didn't have a good lightsaber fight in The Last Jedi, and when they did, it was in a scene that totally stunk.
You're telling me the Night Room wasn't a good... Bro, that was the best... That was literally the best Jedi fight. That was the best Jedi fight of the entire new trilogy.
Rian Johnson's Last Jedi was a piece of crap.
We are here for Lionsgate.
lightsaber
fight scene. He was trying to subvert your expectations.
We're here for Lionsgate. We don't.
Lionsgate ain't said anything yet. So
you will celebrate that film for trying to be pretentious. I'm saying John Wick is not trying to be pretentious. It's a fun, dumb action film, and you're trying to turn into Plato. Well, actually,
no. I'm just saying,
of course, as the sequels come out, it's going to be less original, right?
Exactly.
And they're going to exploit things.
The action in those movies.
The choreography is hands down some of the best choreography in any film ever.
That's what I want. When I watch John Wick, I don't want a Christopher Nolan Dark Knight movie.
No.
I wonder who said that before.
No.
That's the point. He's it's unrealistic, and
Whoa. No. Now you're taking it way out of proportion. I mean, look, there's a difference between what was the plot of the first film? Dude gets his dog killed, he gets revenge. Yeah. Simple. It was that movie was almost perfect because it was like the plot was so simple. It made sense. I believed it. I was like, yeah, I would probably do the same thing if I were in this situation with his background.
But the subsequent films also make sense because
the second one does
repercussions of his actions of coming back, even though they tell you plain and simple. Like, he retired for a reason, and we understand that throughout the
right. And he's the boogeyman, and I get that. And the second one does a great job of
my friend who likes The Godfather Part 3. He was trying to get out, but he got pulled back in.
Hey,
the second and third movie, he gets pulled back and doing something. And look, I'm not saying this is like Shakespeare, but like it's fun.
But here's the thing: there's no story. Like, you could have done that and still put a story in there, like an actual little story, like they did with the other ones. But no, that one they just gave up completely, went full lazy. It was like, no, the action is enough. It's been enough for the last two. It'll be enough for this one.
Definitely a story in the third one. The idea is that he's being hunted. He goes to the head of the assassins of the Middle East to try to get some kind of reprieve, and you have to kill your best friend if you want that reprieve or whatever. That's a story. And again, with that
was never an option. He was never gonna kill his best friend. He was never gonna kill her.
Exactly.
That was never so that right there. Now, if they would have played it like you just said, that's a story.
John Wick.
If you would have played it.
That's who we're sounding like.
John Wick has had more character development in John Wick 3 than Ray did in all three of those movies.
John Wick! Oh my God!
Ooh, as he sips his whiskey.
You're telling me the movie with the dude that got thrown off a 4-story building, broke all of his bones, shot 6 times, and comes back at the end when asked, "Hey, what are you gonna do? Are you?"
But I just want to say this. But I just want to say this.
That's better than Ray's story in Last Jedi.
What was her story?
But I just want to say this. The way he just did it was threw that down, sipped his whiskey.
That wasn't even planned.
That's it. I'm dead.
Ty, you're not even supposed to be on this show. What are you doing?
I'm dead. I'm dead. The way he just casually sipped his whiskey after was like, yep, I'm right. And I am on every show.
Yeah, he's on every show.
I know. We've learned over the past week. as we've learned.
So,
yes.
Any news from the Lionsgate panel?
Yeah, anything new?
Let's see. As of right now, the NATO president and CEO just called Disney the dark side. What? The National Association of Theater Owners, NATO.
Oh my God! When you said NATO, I thought you meant the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. I'm like, dude, they're talking about Lionsgate.
No, NATO, the National Association of Theater Owners.
What the heck?
He came out and he said, yeah, right. Disney is the dark side, and everybody cheered. That's probably why Disney didn't even appear.
That's because it's Disney versus everybody. They're all trying to catch up to Disney.
It really is. It's Disney versus the world at this point. It's literally Disney versus the world. I mean, so I as of right now, it seems they're just talking about NATO. So the National Theater Association is just.
You gotta pick a better acronym, dude. Like when I heard NATO, I thought you were bringing politics into this. Like NATO's about to say something.
They're like, yeah, we're talking about Disney.
Right. Yeah, we're shifting gears here, guys.
Afghanistan is bad, but let me tell you about Disney. Disney's like the Taliban. I thought that's where you were going with this.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Hey guys, take a look at this image from OnlyFans. Okay.
Oh!
That was one of the topics we're going to talk about. Yeah.
Which, by the way, they've reversed the ban. That's interesting.
They reversed the ban, yeah. And again, we talked about it on this show.
They saw
I'm not
us and
saying
they're like,
that we are responsible for Andrew Cuomo getting away. I'm not saying we're responsible for Britney getting her conservatorship ended, but maybe.
Maybe.
Right.
Pop culture
Right.
I
corner.
think you're onto something.
Make no mistake,
Don't
Disney
you think
is
that?
kind of dark side.
I thought we did a show about this because it
Ooh,
turned out
yes.
the guy who created the Winter Soldier, all these writers, they don't really get paid.
Yeah.
And it's
Like
absurd.
all that millions of dollars of royalty.
It's absurd. It's absurd to me that they could do that and
Well, they can because they own the character.
No. It's absurd to me that they can do that. Like I'm talking in a sense that yes they legally can, but it's absurd to me that they have the audacity. They have the audacity to take these creators who worked so hard on coming up with this source material.
Yeah.
Take that source material, adapt it into a $1 billion film, and then not just be like, hey,
I mean, Warner Brothers
here's a little percentage of what we made, instead of giving them $5,000 and maybe inviting them to the premiere, and hopefully your name will be in the credits.
Look what happened.
Not cool.
Look, have you guys seen that documentary, Batman and Bill, about Bill Finger? Look what happened to that guy. That guy wrote some of the best Batman stories, and
Bob Kane took credit for all of them.
Bob Kane took the credit for it, and that's a story that we know. So think about all the writers. Like I think the guy who created the Winter Soldier, right? So he didn't create Bucky Barnes, but he created the Winter Soldier. He gets a small cameo in the movie. It's like, okay, if something like that becomes big, they should be entitled.
I wonder if they get paid for the cameo as like a regular, like like a regular.
They have to be.
Yeah, you know how like a regular.
Nathan Fillion was paid to take a picture for
Guardians
of the Galaxy 2.
But what I'm saying is, like, a cameo by a non-famous, like by society standards, non-famous. The guy who created Winter Soldier, I'm sure doesn't, when he walks around, doesn't get flooded with press. Yeah. I wonder if he gets paid. I wonder if he gets paid as just like an extra or as a cameo.
Yeah, he probably gets paid as an extra.
That's crazy. See, that's blasphemy.
And recently I read
extras get a lot of money.
You should get something.
Recently I read somebody, I can't remember if it was somebody, I think it might have been the Secret Invasion guy. I don't know. I could be very wrong. But it was recently somebody was like, yeah, Marvel came to me for the next big event. Might have been Secret Invasion or Secret Wars, and they gave me $10,000 and that's it. I'm like, insane. You have billions of dollars. These movies make billions of dollars, and you give this dude $10,000? Like for Marvel, that is literally petty money.
Yeah, but
that's
Disney.
That's that's insulting. That is insulting.
I know, but I think that's the point. Whoever said that comment about Disney being bad is like they don't pay those people the money.
I like that they said that
after
actually.
the fact,
I like that they said that.
But again, it's Marvel, it's DC, it's Marvel
DC
and
too.
DC.
I would think.
I
know the Suicide Squad guy had a cameo in the movie.
In the article, it basically said Marvel and DC both do this.
Yeah. By the way, he's right. It didn't just say Marvel; it said both of them.
Yeah, it's true. But DC has not seen the level of success that Marvel has because they keep correcting course every 3 seconds.
But I mean, look, you look at these guys. Like,
I will say this. Hold on. I will say this. Warner Brothers, for all their flaws, still gave us the Snyder Cut. Yeah. It's not an apology, but at least they were like, okay, here's the version you want to see. Could you imagine Disney doing that? Like saying like, oh, we released the wrong version of the movie. Here's the version you should have seen. I will give props to Warner Brothers. Even though they did it with like a gun to their head, they still did it.
yeah, exactly.
Snyder Cut.
With Marvel, right? You are right. They're definitely a lot more, stricter on their films. And there's definitely I don't think there is a J.J. Abrams cut of the Rise of Skywalker, but I know that was.
That's my other point. Rise of Skywalker was better than Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker sucked.
Get out, dude! How can you say that?
I don't like Last Jedi, and I don't even say that.
I would say
get out! Oh my gosh!
In front of you, the Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of Skywalker, is a fire jumps. No, oh god, I'm gonna have a heart attack. All right, we're gonna have a separate show, guys. That's gonna be coming soon. It's called Jack versus Austin. the Star Wars debate, the Star Wars story. It'll be happening soon. Make sure to be looking out for that.
Yeah,
because this needs to be addressed.
And
this needs to be addressed.
Version, then we're gonna go back and edit it and have the reshot version.
Yep, exactly. And yeah. And we're not going to talk. We're not going to talk about the story amongst ourselves to make sure that everything adds up. We're just going to kind of write each part and
any updates,
smash it together.
Austin, I think you're the one looking up the Lionsgate stuff. Caden, any updates? John,
no.
Caden and I are, but as of literally a sizzle reel is being shown as of right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, look at TWK. Jack is like his Phillies, the best worst member of this panel.
There you go.
And
there you go.
It's a very Philadelphia thing. The Philadelphia is loses, but we act the most confident. And what's more American than that? We act like we're the alphas, even though
The Rise of Skywalker should have been called The Rise of Coincidence. An awful movie.
You got me. You got me. I think Rise of Skywalker is an awful movie.
That was
Rise of Skywalker is a piece of crap that admits it's a piece of crap. The Last Jedi is crap that tries to pretend it's foie gras. Like, oh, look what we have done. We have created the Mona Lisa. It's a bad movie.
Again, we'll be diving deep into this. We'll be taking the Rotten Tomato scores for both. We'll be taking a look at all of that.
You're on my shit list. I used to love this guy, but now he's making fun of me. I'm very upset. I'm triggered, and I'm leaving the show. I'm very angry.
Okay,
and we're canceling the rest of it. Let's see. Rise of Skywalker is a better movie than Last Jedi.
Yes.
No, geeks. No, it is not.
Yes,
it is not. And I will bring. All right. I will bring the arguments. I will prepare, and I will make sure.
Oh, Mr. Improv, come on, tell us, why is The Last Jedi better than Rise of Skywalker? And again, I say both of them suck.
Okay, easy. Let's see, a couple things. Well, first of all, it does what The Empire Strikes Back did, and it subverts expectations and goes down a different way. It's not a traditional follow-up. It is a film that the fandom assumes that they know is what is going to happen with a character, and because it doesn't, they flip out.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I will give props when someone pones. That is beautiful.
Right, it's okay. Cancel the Phillies night. Right.
That is beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
I respect a good pone, and that is beautiful.
All right, guys.
And that was a good one. But look, I mean, from the uniqueness of it, the subverting of expectations, I think even the way that it examines what it is to be like a legend or a myth, right? Because that's exactly what Luke Skywalker is, and making him human, not putting him as this person on a pedestal that is perfect. Like, no, he makes mistakes, and he's able to realize that. He's able to see that. So I think there's a lot of things. Whereas Rise of Skywalker just literally feels like it's trying to rush everything that all three of the films missed on and put it in that one.
You're seeing things. Here's my thing.
I don't know.
I would say Luke Skywalker is the most human character in the original trilogy. Subverting expectations alone. Like, here's the thing. Rise of Skywalker came out a few months later. Infinity War came out. That's a movie that subverted your expectations, but in a good way. Subverting expectations alone doesn't make a movie good. I could
Agreed. It's not just that. You're right.
Myself right on air and be like, look, I subverted your expectations.
Can I say this about The Last Jedi?
Good movie. The movie was crap. The whole story of Holdo not telling Poe Dameron what the plan was for the sake of the story is like I'm not going to tell you because I have purple hair. Like, that's not a story. It's not as good as The Empire Strikes Back. I guarantee you, I will bet you $1,000, 5 years from now, people will talk about The Empire Strikes Back. They will not be talking about The Last Jedi. That movie was a stain on Star Wars.
Except the fandom menace. They'll be and Doomcock will still be talking about it.
Yeah, Doomcock.
Yes.
Because he'll be consulting his Black Mirror.
Not make a good movie. I'm sorry.
And his tarot cards, right?
Guys,
but hold on. You got it. I gotta hit this because look, I'll give you this. You may not like the movie, right? You may not like the movie. You may not have its issues, right? But it certainly did not stain the Star Wars franchise. If anything, it reinvigorated life into it because of all the controversy that it caused. I don't care what you have to say. I don't care what you have to say about the movie, good or bad. That's fine. But that movie, Star Wars owes a huge debt to it. because the amount of controversy and the amount of talk that is still happening to this day. The amount of talk that is still happening to this day about that movie is more than The Rise of Skywalker. It's more than The Force Awakens.
Austin, I'm going to make an analogy that brings up your point. I think Last Jedi is to Star Wars what Batman versus Superman is to DC fans. Would that be a fair analogy? Because me and Ty,
I'll give you, DC needs Batman versus Superman for literally to keep interest in those movies because that movie is still controversial.
Hold on. Can I say
you
something
can
about Last Jedi?
reinvent Batman. With Star Wars, there is only one canon. If you screw it up, they took Luke Skywalker, who is arguably one of the greatest icons of cinema ever. It's not like you can do another Star Wars or the new Luke Skywalker, and they ruined him. They took
Mandalorian.
Okay, I can say this. Okay, I'll go off of Jack's point. They deconstructed Luke to the point where he was not like recognizable as Luke anymore. Like he was just some Jedi that was left. Because
and how are you supposed to know what Luke looked like at that time?
Because when we left off from him, he was basically this hopeful.
30 years ago when we left off from him? 30 years ago? You don't think things have happened in 30 years?
Let him finish his point.
But we already deconstructed Luke in Return of the Jedi to the point where we saw him to the point where he would be a darker person. And that was like, okay, this is what Luke is dark and this is what Luke is light. Then we are like, oh, he went off to go bring some more Jedi and train some more Jedi, but they were killed, and he's off to find more and to find the true meaning of Jedi. Then when we meet him, he's there for just to be there. He's not to finding the meaning of Jedi.
Right. But again, that's exactly what I was about to bring up, TW. But you had.
We were told something, and then Ryan Johnson totally flipped it and said
you weren't told anything. You weren't.
Yeah, we were. Leia.
Yes, we were. Come on, Austin. I grew up with the original. Can I make an analogy?
The Force Awakens, that he went to go find the meaning of the true Jedi. He went there, and he was just there, being a nobody.
And so in Johnson's trilogy, Johnson's movie, which it's his movie, it's not our movie. You have expectations that you assumed were going to happen, and Johnson went the other way, and you didn't like it, and now you're saying the movie is bad, and that's not the case. Exactly.
Can I make an analogy? Can I make an analogy right here?
Say analogy one more time.
Analogy. I want to make an analogy real quick. Luke Skywalker is to Star Wars what Ben Affleck's Batman was to Batman vs. Superman. Okay, so here we go. Luke Skywalker doesn't behave like Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi. Batman in BVS doesn't behave like Batman. However, the lessons that Ben Affleck Batman learns in BVS leads to the Snyder Cut, where he comes back to the Batman we know and love. He's not murderous. He learns to have faith and hope. So at least in the next movie, Ben Affleck's Batman, if people were like, dude, this is not Batman. He doesn't kill. He's not murderous. But they were trying to show us a Batman who had lost it. But then in the Snyder Cut, we see Batman who gains it back because of the sacrifice of Superman. In The Last Jedi, they subvert Luke and then kill him.
Yeah.
So
they don't give us the whole.
J.J. Abrams had to fit him back in. Luke Skywalker, look, you guys are all younger than I am by at least somewhere between 5 to 10 years. Luke Skywalker was the hero of heroes. He was like Indiana Jones.
I know. People say that to me all the time. Dude, I saw the movies when I was a little kid, so I absolutely understand what you're saying. That it has nothing to do with that you saw them, however, when they came out or whatever. I'm just as close to the franchise as you are because I saw them I saw the original trilogy when I was like 5 or 6 years old. Love those films.
Like
so I agree. What does the time frame matter? Luke Skywalker was still as important.
Because I remember a time when there were just the 3 Star Wars movies, and Luke Skywalker meant more to us.
Get out of here, Benson! I think no.
In the CW in the Arrowverse with that one, they said that Bruce went missing to find something. It's like saying, okay, he went to go find something, and then when he comes back, he's like, I'm not going to become Batman anymore.
Oh my God!
I'm not Bruce Wayne anymore. I'm just a nobody. And then
you have an assumption of what you wanted Luke Skywalker to do and happen 30 years after what was Return of the Jedi, and it didn't happen. That Last Jedi is trying to tell you the universe doesn't need Luke Skywalker. They've created this myth and legend of like the Jedi need Luke Skywalker, the Jedi thrive off Luke Skywalker, and that whole movie is trying to say no, it doesn't. Luke Skywalker is just
the replacement, Rey.
I'm not saying that was good. Hey, I'm not saying that part was good. And look, that movie, its issues because the other two movies didn't. Because
Adam, that's the whole point of Jivin With Jack.
Tough. Exactly. And honestly, Adam, too, the Cinemacon's been pretty slow, so we don't have any updates. Yeah, as of right now, we don't have any updates, so we were expecting a little bit more, hopefully. Actually, they are talking about the Kurt Warner story, Underdog, with Zachary Levi. Yeah, they just showed a clip. So, if you're a Kurt Warner fan, they got a movie with Zachary Levi.
Are you guys into WWE? Because that's coming out later. I think we...
Yeah, and honestly, I think Cinemacon is going to be wrapping up, like, soon. There in a couple minutes. We may not even get a look at.
Did they do anything related to John Wick? Did they show anything, or
they just
so far?
I never liked.
So far, it's been NATO on stage, and then
NATO's gone now.
Like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So
it's like Lionsgate basically gave their entire presentation to NATO.
Okay.
It's really weird. I don't understand why, but. Like I said, TW says, "Hey, I'm ready for American Underdog." Right.
That's actually what happened. Like he was fearful and shameful until the third act, where he returns to the full.
Fearful and shameful until the third act, where he returns the whole. Exactly. I will not be the last Jedi.
But they rushed it in 10 minutes.
I'm not saying that Rey is the right replacement, and I'm not saying because look, I will say those movies did not correlate, as to. None of the directors and screenwriters sat down with each other and said, "Hey, let's map out this trilogy." And so, because of that, each film suffers, I think, remarkably in different points because of that, including the Last Jedi. I'm with you all. That the Canto bite scene.
Awesome.
Terrible.
When I went to see The Last Jedi from Fandango, they sent me a Last Jedi poster, which I got laminated. I wanted to send that to you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say I was going to burn it in front of you or something like that.
I got my Justice League 4K right there. I don't burn that stuff, but I wanted to send that to you.
Right,
so,
exactly.
So.
But look, also at the same time, I'm not saying Last Jedi is the perfect movie either. Out of the new trilogy, for me, it's far and above the best. Out of this new series of crap that we got in the last 5 years, besides Rogue One.
I will say this. This idea that had George Lucas held on to it would have been better. I don't even know if that's true.
I don't know. Yeah, you just don't look. I mean,
because if you didn't like the prequel trilogy, I have been unapologetic that I think the prequel trilogy is not good. I mean,
it's grown on me.
Aspects of it, but like for a lot of people say, "Oh, George Lucas should not have let it go." We joke amongst friends here, Benson. This is just mean. This is just mean and cruel-hearted. This hurts. No, I'm kidding. Glad Benson's back.
That's pretty funny.
Benson, the English have a great sense of humor.
Yes, they do.
Benson reminds me of my friend Carl. My friend Carl, he's about 50 years old. He's just a shit talker. He's so good at shit talking.
Do you guys like?
They're good.
Waters? Do you guys know who Mark Waters is?
No.
Sorry, Kate. What did you say?
Mark Waters.
No. That's the new film that's coming up in The Unbreakable Boy.
Oh, he did Mean Girls. He did Mean Girls, Spiderwick, Freaky Friday.
Yep. They're talking about The Unbreakable Boy. Let's see. It's about a kid named Austin. Hey.
No, it's not.
You guys want to talk about Candyman for a few minutes until we get to
let's get to Candyman.
Yeah. Folks, we're having fun today. I want to thank you guys for joining us. If you hear the words Candyman and you're like, well, I don't want to watch it, stick around. We'll make you laugh. So, in 1992, Clive Barker's story was adapted into a movie called Candyman. with the great Tony Todd. There is a sequel a la Halloween 2018, a direct sequel to the first film, coming out this weekend. I'm going to see it Sunday night. But Candyman is one of those gory horror films that does not get the love it deserves. I don't know if any of you guys are Candyman fans, but if you're not, stick around. We will convince you why Candyman is good. Austin, have you seen Candyman?
I've seen the original, yes. I do like it. It is
a great film. The original is phenomenal. And if you remember the original film, there's a little black infant who gets captured by Candyman.
Correct.
And then Virginia Madsen has to rescue him.
Right. That's where this film
picks up. I thought Candyman played a lot. Benson, you're from England. The original story was called Forbidden, written by the phenomenal Clive Barker, who made Hellraiser. And it was about the social economic inequalities in Liverpool. So the American director said, like, what if I transcribed that to the black experience in Chicago? And Clive Barker was like, yep, that's a great idea. And that's where the Candyman movie comes from. And it's a phenomenal movie because it was the first movie to have a black man as the antagonist in a horror movie after a white, and Virginia Madsen is whiter than Ty. I mean, first of all, but like now we think of it, we're like, oh, it's no difference. But at the time, seeing a tall black man coming up to a white woman with his hook, like, you are mine. It played on the fears.
Yes.
At the time, like, oh my God, a black guy.
Yes.
You know, obviously nowadays, you know, people pay for that kind of porn, but at the time it was like,
oh my God.
Took the ideas of like that image of a black man coming up to a white blonde-haired woman, and you know that kind of like, it kind of almost like pushing the edge. Now, it was a good movie. Critics liked it. It's got an 87-86% of Rotten Tomatoes. Phenomenal movie. This is ignoring all the direct-to-video sequels. Jordan Peele is writing it and producing it. Neil Costa is directing it. This could be a sleeper hit.
I don't think it's going to be a sleeper. I think it's going to be a hit. Peele's created a name for himself.
You guys have Hulu. Watch the original Candyman from '92.
Yes. I wanted to ask you, Jack, what do you think, obviously, as we get into this a little bit, what do you think of Peele's prior works?
I know when he's talking about when she removes the bra.
It has some rather fabulous things. Benson's like, I do like this movie a lot. But I want to ask you, Jack, what do you think of Jordan Peele? You know, obviously he's got Get Out, he's done Us. This is just a solo writing project.
I liked Get Out. I thought some of the politics was a little too on the head, but that's okay. It's an experiment. I thought Us was phenomenal.
Us was okay. So I probably have seen Us like.
And for those of you watching, you see three people of color and Caden, who's biracial. Like you're thinking like, oh, we're hating on white people. That's not what's happening here. I love white people. I'm wearing Abercrombie and Fitch. But Us was a phenomenal film, better than Get Out.
Yes, I actually, I do think it was better.
Out, I felt like this is what someone who's never met a white person thinks that white people are like. I'm like, no, they're not. Like,
well, I get right that it was like you said, the experiment. No, I didn't get that feel. That
experimental.
Like, right. But I did get, because look, I think a lot of us are just disconnected from different realities and different cultures, even here in America, right? In America, right? No, in America, it's so that there are sections of America that are still neo-Nazi type. There are sections of America. Not that much, but I promise you, there are cities. There are cities that are that way. I mean, I just saw a city council meeting from a couple weeks ago about a town here in the U.S. that does not want to allow black people, a white Texas town here in the U.S. that does not want black people living in their town. Yep. And there's a black guy arguing to try and live in the town. Like, it's so yes, those things still happen.
Proof of that. I'm not denying that you read that, but that cannot happen in 20.
Hey, I'm not saying I read it. I watched it, Jack. I watched the city council meeting of all the little old white ladies.
All right, T.W. McKay. What was the name of the town?
TW. I saw that it's in Texas, and I'll find the name.
Act of 1964. That can't happen.
it happened, and there's and I'll find the name for you. I promise you.
Would you say that's typical? I would say
I'm not. I never said it was typical, but it's not talked about, and like I said, it's a part of American culture and society that literally is people. There are a lot of people that think that part of society and culture has died, and it hasn't. It still very much is alive, and still
the media, the movie industry, the television industry, the music industry. They're all saying it's still here. I would say that white racism is oversold today.
No, I don't think that's like, dude, that's like saying racism in the 1800s is I mean, come on, like I wouldn't say it's oversold at all.
It is oversold.
I think
I'm not saying racism is gone, but I think the media has a vested interest to make people think that white America is like, look, I live in a black neighborhood in North Philly. You motherfuckers live in the suburbs. So, but what I'm saying is that the media has a vested interest in making you think that like white people secretly congregate and burn flags. And I'm like, no, that's not the truth. I think that hurts. I'm a liberal, an actual liberal. I think that hurts the message of the melting pot. That
I think the message that they were having in Get Out was that, you know, that
I think it was Last Jedi. Sorry.
Oh, yes, the message in Last Jedi is that white people are terrible people. No, that's not the message. No, it was that in Get Out, it was like, oh, like you don't know, like if you're like the message was like the first warning that Daniel Kaluuya's character had was the maid, you know, the black maid, and it was like, oh snap, like there might be something happening, but he shrugged it off, you know, and then it was Lakeith Seinfeld's character, the Get Out scene. And then it was the Running Man scene. And then that's when he knew there was something going on. And then that's when the whole full-on illusion stuff started happening. But yeah, Peele oh my God. When the writing for this movie, it doesn't feel like a horror movie. It feels more of like a story.
No. By the way, I think Get Out's a great movie, but I felt that it was a little bit over. Well, you know what? In film, sometimes exaggeration works. So maybe
right. But that's that was the point. It wasn't like like an exact. You know, this is exactly what happens. But
it's exactly what happens with a black.
Like any movie, it's a metaphor. You know, and it those things. For me, I'm very conscious of that type of stuff because, like, as a Latino,
you and I are the same color. In fact, I would argue if these lights were on me, I'm actually darker than you are. I have faced racism. I've seen it, but I'm also very hesitant about blaming all white people in the same way that I'm blaming all Muslims for 9/11. Like, oh, don't trust that brown guy driving your taxi. So I'm against generalizing, and I like Jordan Peele. I like what he's trying to do. But I can't say that I'm against generalizing and then say, well, all white people are like this. I think that's also wrong. Like Ty hired me, you, Drip, and Caden. We're not white. Like, am I supposed to say that? Ty,
you don't know that. You don't know that. What if
Austin is really like the Get Out
scenario? What if Austin's like the Get Out scenario where he's actually white, a white guy with a Hispanic person's body?
That's right. No, I mean, so that's what I was just gonna say. Is like, look, as a Latino person, I've seen, you know, I've seen these communities. I've seen, and I'm with you in that I'm not like, let's hate on them. And I would love to go into like the community, like in Texas, and talk to them and just let them all, because I want to know, why are you this way? Why are you? What's wrong with you, and why?
What's wrong with you?
And why? But that's always been my question is why? You know, so I'm not necessarily like, oh, shut those people out or shut them down, but it happens, and we need to look at it, and we need to go, okay, why is this happening? How can we work around this? Because that's such an ancient way, an inappropriate way of thinking. You know, we need to fix that. That can't be so. That's how I looked at it. You know, I think exactly. But I'm 100% with Ben. Yeah, the wonderful thing about nerds is we don't care about color, race. You can wear your sunglasses inside
Look
your
at
house.
Benson referring to
resemble
people
you.
100 years
Or
ago.
grow a beard only on your neck. I love Benson's, and that's why I love Benson's. That's exactly right. I mean,
scapular.
He's talking to me, man. He's talking to beard on my neck. Come on.
You know what? I'm putting these on just to piss off Benson. Oh, Benson, there's no sun in my room. But in the words of Corey Hart, I'm in my sunglasses at night.
Oh gosh,
Benson, you were like 40 when that song came out.
Our new music. Jack is on one today. Dear God,
He's after everyone.
I know.
Listen,
he's after the Last Jedi. He's after me. He's after Benson.
The way I think you should fight is the way the last president said: if they aim at you, you aim below the belt. You go below the belt, okay? If they come at you, you come at them twice as hard, okay?
Right.
And see, I learned that. I'm like, yeah, go right for that. And Benson, thank you for being here today. I know all that happened. Thank you, and Austin, thank you for bringing him back.
Yes.
Corey Hart is Canadian.
Corey Hart.
WBK, are you assuming my ethnicity?
I think he is. He is.
Nick Carr. Look, I love Nick Carr. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Ill Life. Always good to see Ill Life in the chat as always.
Where's Ill Life?
Quick
there
couple
he is.
of
What up, guys? Ill Life. Thank you.
Ill Life. Quick couple of updates. We do have they are showing the opening scene of Moonfall, Ronald Emmerich's Moonfall. So the follow up to Independence Day Resurgence.
Wait, hold on a second. Moonfall's a follow up to that?
No, it's Ronald's follow up.
Oh, follow up. Okay,
right. No, not a sequel. Thank God. Because that would be.
I think it was like a sequel. Like here's a third film.
Right. So let's see. It says the trailer teases a disaster film, but this one actually looks really cool. So we'll have to see. I'm
messing with
the description. Let's see. This opening is intense. Great visual. So Moonfall is basically the moon starts falling towards Earth.
We just got $5.
Hey, Roblox.
Marvel. You know what, Roblox? I'm offended that you did not ask a question. I'm not saying it's because we're brown, but Austin is saying that, not me.
Yes. Wait, what? No. I can't. Dude, have you watched? Are you caught up with Titans?
No, man. Titans season 2 is like eating vegetables while running a marathon. While my dad is like throwing like hurtful comments at me. I'm not saying it's bad, but like Titans season 2, oh my God, it's like homework. It's like I gotta watch it. Like, enjoy this. Watch this. This is good.
Look, season 2 certainly is the.
I will say that Marvel
the iffiest
takes the crap out of the DCs, and I'm not saying it's bad, but like some of this, it gets a little CW. Like
it's messy. Season 3 is a.
I would like to touch you. Take off your shirt. I'm like, come on. Can we get to the story?
Season 3 is.
I know
it's not even a question how significantly better it is.
CK
It really.
Mac. And here we go. CK Mac knows real cinema. Look at that.
KC Mac.
That was when the first images leaked, by the way, in 2007. But like part of me, I don't want the comic book TV shows to be as good as other shows. I want them to be better. And Titan season 2. Whew, it's hard.
I understand, but I'll tell you what, season 3 is good.
I'm not
it is good, and now they finally got to the point where they explained how they brought Jason Todd back and stuff, and so it's getting a little more intriguing. But I mean, look,
I think Titans. I just gotta get there.
Titans suffers from, like you said, some of the CW dialogue and the CW and even some of the CW effects, just a little bit of them. But like I said, dude,
who plays Dick Grayson, phenomenal. Who plays what's the name of her? The
Starfire.
No, not the black girl.
Raven.
Phenomenal. It's just that they need to learn to write. I feel like, and this is no offense to you guys, but these guys I feel like it's being written by people who've never talked to the other sex or your own sex. And like, this is how I think they talk to each other. You know what I mean? Like, it's like if I wrote like how a porno was when I was 9, I'm like, this is what happens. Like they write dialogue like, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you?
I agree. But so that's the thing. Even with season 3,
when I was a kid.
Well, with season 3, like it gets worse, or not worse. It doesn't get worse. With season 3, it just gets more. Now it's the balance. There's actually a balance of it in that half of the dialogue is really good. Yeah. And then the other half is like, what? Why were you?
Like CW, like they have like I feel like they have 40-year-olds writing the dialogue. Like, this is how I think teenagers act. Hey, did you hear that new Olivia Rodriguez song? No, my mom killed herself. Let's have sex. And I'm like, oh, this is bad. But then on Tuesday, I talked about Daredevil, and I talked about Vincent D'Onofrio's relationship with Vanessa, and like the dialogue between the two of them, where he's like, I killed my father. Oh, you did it because you were protecting your mom. He's like, no, I did it because I wanted to kill him and I hate him. Does that make me a monster? I'm like, dude, that's good writing. And Titans Benson wrote like a paragraph. Jivin With Jack. My mom's kid is Indian. I'm not Indian. I don't know why you brought that up. So my children have seen both cultures, but give them own minds. Benson, what's important? And isn't that your wife is Indian? What's important? Is she Catholic?
Oh my God! Back to the Catholicism. This guy,
Benson. When I make jokes like that, I am not accusing you of anything. I don't care what your wife is or her ethnicity or yours. I like to have fun with this type of stuff because I'm the South Park generation. Austin was born like 12 years ago, so like it's different. But like, I don't care. You could say the most heinous stuff about me, and I don't care. Right. I want you guys to have fun, and I'm going to have fun with you. Benson, I don't care what your skin color is, your religion, any of that. I really don't. You can be pro-vax, anti-vax. You can be a Klan member, and I would say, would you like to become a member for only $2.99? That's my thing.
Right. Well, with that, we do also have a little bit more of a description of the teaser that was shown for Moonfall.
Can I just say something? I really got to can you give me 1 minute? So, Austin, if you can entertain the crowd, win the crowd, and you'll win your freedom.
Yes. Right. Right. Thank you, Gladiator. But we do have a little bit of a description more of what happened in the teaser for Ronald Emmerich's Moonfall. In the teaser, Patrick Wilson and Halle Berry are featured heavily. Teaser opens with Patrick Wilson singing Africa and bantering with Halle Berry while repairing a satellite in space. Soon Moondust sends his ship into a spin. Apparently there are tornadoes on the moon that cause this catastrophe. So that's pretty sick. You see some tornadoes on the moon. Let's see. In the year 2022, the moon will come to us is either the best or the worst tagline of all time. Somebody said after watching that trailer. But we do know now that up next is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, starring Nicolas Cage as a version of himself that is recruited by the CIA. So that's something. Pedro Pascal plays a fan of his that throws a party, and Cage is asked to infiltrate the party. So that's got to be interesting. I got to say, is going to be a masterpiece based on a single Reddit. Yeah. Oh, wow. So the trailer they put the trailer for the Cinemacon audience for Massive Weight of Unbearable Talent. This is the guy that made Stargate. How does he make movies that sound this dumb? Hey, man, look, I think at this point he just knows. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Stargate is a phenomenal movie. Have you ever seen Stargate, the original one?
I don't think I did.
It's a pretty good movie. It plays on the theories that came out in the late 80s, early 90s that the pyramids, the original pyramids, the Great Pyramid, may not have been built by the Egyptians, but might be older. The Sphinx might be older. And it plays on that sort of ancient aliens theory before that became popular. But it's a great movie. Ronald Emmerich discovered CGI and became a shit director. That's the truth. It's true. When he was
Benson and you so far today have the best back and forth. I want to put it like on a sheet of paper or something because it's actually really funny.
Oh my God,
you
you misunderstood. I'm saying I'm glad my kids have open minds. I'm against open minds and have seen both cultures. I hate all cultures. I don't have an imaginary friend would save me from being fondled as a child.
Fondled as a child by priest.
Can I just say something? No, let me be honest. I was a altar boy from age 9 to 17. No one hit on me, and I'm a little bit offended. I mean, like, I was a handsome
That's
kid.
something I've heard before.
I mean, like, no one grabbed me, no one touched me, and I'm a little bit offended. I'm just saying.
Welcome
to Jivin With Jack, ladies and
some
gentlemen.
insecurities there with the with not being the favorite.
You know what was good? KC Mack mentioned something. Did you say 2012?
I did. I like that, actually.
I thought it was okay. I enjoyed it.
I actually thought it was okay.
Again, I'm not saying it's, the Rise of Skywalker or anything.
Right, yeah.
I enjoyed it. It was what I thought it would be. But, that original Independence Day movie is pure schlock, but it has not been replicated. Like Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum, it has not been replicated. It's not a great movie. It's not a smart movie, but just the enjoyment.
I was gonna say, what's that? That's from a movie. Is that from a Seth Rogen movie where he's like, I just don't know why the priest didn't like me or something as a kid. And Alec Baldwin did it in an episode of 30 Rock. That's where it is.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of Justin. He won't see it coming. Look at that. I'm gonna beat the shit out of this guy.
You're ugly, child.
I haven't seen him in a couple of years. But, Justin, I'm gonna kick your ass when I find you next time. With your walking stick.
Oh my gosh.
He doesn't have a walking stick.
Oh my gosh.
You know what? Justin is just jealous that I have better hair than him. Look at him. He's bald. That picture's from 2007. That's what he looked like then. Now he's. You know what? Justin says some things. It hurts me more because I love that bastard so much.
There we go.
Artist right now. That's what he looks like. And
right,
look at
right.
life is back. What do you say? I didn't have
that problem. I got stalked in high school.
By a girl?
I think he's referring to the altar boy thing.
Hold on, Ill Life. You got to tell us the story because I have been stalked and it is terrifying. Like, you ever see the movie Swim Fan? So I host trivia at 4 bars, and sometimes girls will get obsessed with you, and it's not the type of girls you're interested in, and they get all really weird about it. Ill Life, tell us the story. Ill Life, right. I will send you the thing to join the show so you can tell us the story.
But speaking of, because I know somebody just brought it up, Borderlands is being teased right now at Cinemacon. Borderlands. So I'm not
my background. What is this?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know who did that. Oh, it's Lionsgate. It's the Lionsgate logo.
Oh, got it. Oh, right. For when we
say
so.
Austin,
go ahead.
Trivia question: what is the most successful horror movie franchise financially of all time?
Paranormal Activity.
Nope, not even Paranormal Activity. You're close though.
Hold on. Franchise.
Financially, that means they made the most money, box office wise.
It's not Paranormal. Hold on.
It's made by Lionsgate.
Conjuring.
Conjuring has made a lot of money.
Wow.
But
I'm trying to think what Lionsgate did.
See, this is what I'm talking about. I love the British.
That's not.
Like, Jivin With Jack, they must have found you a challenging wank. Like, I love the way the Brits insult. It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh. Love it. I don't know. Lionsgate.
Benson, God bless you. I thought that when I started the show on May 27th that I would get more insults. And I didn't. And I'm kind of upset I didn't. You know? No, really. I wanted this show to be the edgy show and the show where people get mad. And, like, all I got was a 50-year-old British guy in Liverpool.
This guy. Well, it's going to have to do. For now.
Here we go. The VSQ Universe. By the way, the VSQ Universe did the shared universe before MCU. That's
yes, Kevin Smith. Yes.
All Rats and Dogma.
That is correct. We
have someone new. Gabe, is that what you look like? Lionsgate is working.
He's working on a Rabbids movie.
But look at that picture. Is that a child? I want to pick that kid up and like pull his cheeks and kiss him.
Okay.
You having a baby fever over there, Jack? Is it time?
Oh my God! Listen, I hated kids until age 26. Now every time I see a baby, I'm like, come here. I love kids. You guys are in your 20s. I'm in my 30s. And kids, once you hit a certain age, kids who were freaking annoying, you're like, oh, come here. Oh my goodness.
Okay,
so
but
cute.
anyways.
I'm telling you guys are both like.
Okay, speaking of Borderlands, Joe Drake hypes Borderlands. This movie's outrageous.
Kate,
this movie's
I can't understand
audacious.
what you're saying.
Huh? What?
Shut that down.
Is the person said that this is Cate Blanchett's most memorable movie?
Really?
That's interesting.
And they're showing Shotgun Wedding with.
I mean, Benson, you got to admit Elizabeth was good. I mean, they took a Protestant queen, made her the hero. I mean,
you see Shotgun Wedding with who?
With Josh.
Oh.
And J-Lo.
Got it. Yes.
Josh.
Wow, she's got 2 movies coming out because
yeah.
she premiered. She talked about another movie of hers, I think, with Warner Brothers yesterday.
Hold on a second. Ill Life said he was transferred from West Catholic to Abington High School. I was born in Abington.
They're showing John Wick 4 right now.
Memorize my roster, really?
John Wick 4 is being shown.
She'd pop up and show up and we should have a dating panel. We should definitely talk about that.
What the heck?
Oh my
Get these nerds some like dating advice. Ill Life, but she was too hot. I got with her eventually. Here's the thing, gentlemen, the men watching. It doesn't matter how hot she is. If you have the confidence, or if he is too attractive, anything is possible. It's all in your head.
There you go. That's the dating advice segment right there.
I'm telling you right now, I don't give a crap if you're ugly and your nose is all messed up or you have a beard like Austin. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you have the confidence. That's all that matters. Even gay guys or chicks, doesn't matter. You have confidence. You have to it works.
Right. There we go, Benson. Jennifer Lopez in a romantic movie about a wedding. Gee, what new territory for her.
It's a
that's good. That is good. That is good.
What's that movie called? What was that movie called?
Wedding Planner.
Wedding Planner.
Yeah.
Made in Manhattan. Oh my God. Yeah, you're right. Oh my gosh, that is.
Listen, Ben Affleck.
Funny.
Pure Batman. He got J-Lo back and made out. Austin, you told us he was making out with her in front of what's his name?
Mark Anthony.
Mark Anthony and their kids. I'm like, damn.
So the movie is about Darcy, which is played by Jennifer Lopez, and Tom, who's Josh Duhamel. I can't say his name. Oh my God. Gather their lovable but very opulent families for an ultimate destination wedding, just as the couple begin to get cold feet. And if that was enough of a threat to celebration, suddenly everyone's lives are in danger when the entire party is taken hostage. So Duet's part takes on a whole new meaning in this hilarious adrenaline-fueled adventure as Darcy and Tom must save their loved ones if they don't kill each other first.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
T.W. McKay said, my mom and I love The Wedding Planner. My cousin from England, she's half white and half Pakistani. She forced me to watch The Wedding Planner, and I was like, that was actually a fun movie. I enjoyed it. It was her and Ray Fiennes. She was a maid in a hotel. I saw it like 7
Yes, that's right. That's right.
That movie, I enjoyed it.
That's the one Ray Fiennes movie. I think that's the only romantic comedy I've ever seen Ray Fiennes do. And
yeah,
I think
you know what? I'm kind of curious. Let me see. A Chucky series is coming on Sci-Fi.
Yep.
And it's not connected to the movie with Mark Hamill. It's connected to the
old movies.
All of those pictures, you know. I'm kind of curious to see what it is. I'm not saying it's gonna be great, but it could be.
Yeah, I am gonna watch it. They said it's on Sci-Fi like you said, but it has a TVMA rating, so they can get 2 F words in there per episode for Chucky because that's right.
But they got Brad Dourif, who's the original Chucky. So
Chucky to do the voice exactly. After they just got Mark Hamill a couple of years ago, which he was good too. But
I think he was good, but like that, I don't think that movie took off.
No, it didn't.
That's a wrap
But
on.
So here's the thing: in the original Chucky, Charles Lee Ray was a serial killer who was about to get caught, right? And Charles Lee Ray is like a Charles Manson type. Like he's evil, he's bad, he's not a good guy, you know. And what he does, he takes his soul and puts it in this doll. But in the Chucky remake, they made it so that it was a robotic doll that went crazy and kind of took out the fun out of it. You know what I mean? Like part of it was that Chucky had the personality of the serial killer who was inside. So look, Sci-Fi starting at October 12th is going to have a Chucky series. I'll be honest with you, the horror fan means like, go for it.
Yeah, I'm going to see it.
I thought this Chucky series was going to be a quote-unquote sequel to the Child's Play, but then I realized, no, it's this.
By the way, Child's Play 2 and 3 are good movies. They're not bad.
I'm saying Child's Play, the reboot one. The one with Aubrey Plaza and Mark Hamill.
The new one.
That was a good movie.
That wasn't the third one. That was the remake. So Child's Play 2 and 3 focus on the same little boy who grows up.
But Kaden was saying he thought this new series was going to go off of the new reboot.
I don't think so because it has Brad Dourif in it.
No, it's not. You're right. It's not.
Jennifer Tilly from Family Guy, who was the bride.
But you know what? I have the feeling that at some point, because this series was in development when the reboot of Child's Play came out, and I have the feeling that at one point they were developing it to be a companion to the movie.
Right.
But like you said, the movie didn't take off.
No.
And so they kind of had to. They said,
we'll bring it back. Brad Dourif was always be Chucky to me. Like to me, he was Chucky. I love Brad Dourif Chucky.
Right. Well, a couple. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, in the same way that the guy who played Jason in the later movies, what's his name? Oh, I'm blanking on his name.
I don't know who played Jason.
Friday the 13th, 7th, 8th, and 9, and Jason X played Jason. Like he made it his own. Like Justin Hines is looking forward to
Candyman. Yeah, right. What's up, Candyman? But the couple updates right from Cinemacon. Obviously, they did and are talking about John Wick 4, which is filming across Japan, Germany, France as they speak. Borderlands, people said this about the movie. The movie is outrageous. This movie is audacious and states that Cate Blanchett has crafted one of her most memorable characters. There you go. So let's see. A few seconds of Borderlands was shown. Got to say, Cate Blanchett rocks Lilith's look from the games. Okay, so we know that look is going to be pretty accurate. Trailer for like I said, for the unbearable weight of massive talent with Nicolas Cage. Keanu in a hallway with guns ablaze, of course, from John Wick 4.
John Wick 4.
Yep. Let's see. And with that, it's a wrap. Cinemacon has wrapped.
Wrapped with John Wick 4
All right.
Borderlands.
Listen, can I, of the 14 people watching us, are any of you losers, and I consider myself a loser, wrestling fans?
I can get into some wrestling.
Let's get into some wrestling. So, guys, those of you who've never seen a woman before, I have a woman on our show, an actual female.
No way.
Wrestling, yes, and biological female. We're going to talk about wrestling. And listen, can I say this? Even if you don't like wrestling, watch this segment, because I think this segment makes a case for why you should be watching wrestling. And I'll be in the
TW said, I've come back to wrestling after Rampage last week.
TW McKay, that's what we're talking about. That's exactly this past weekend we're talking about. I stopped watching when Big Daddy retired. Well, Benson, look, you don't have to call me Big Daddy. You can just call me Jack.
Okay.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going into our new special WWE segment.
So
we're going to Jack and a special guest.
We're going to talk about this weekend, AEW. I know this is something new. My friend Des joined us, and at the beginning, we get into a little bit of a chat about our lives because I haven't talked to Des in a long time. But we get into AEW, WWE, and what wrestling meant to us. And we're not leaving. So, folks, I really hated that Caden's in charge now. Just joking. we're gonna get into wrestling.
How
WWE.
dare you?
Yeah. Get out of here, you biracial person. All right, here we go, folks. Don't leave. We're getting in to wrestling, and even if you don't watch wrestling, give us a shot. All right. All right, folks, do not adjust your television sets. Austin did not turn into a pretty girl. That is Dez. How you doing, Dez?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So we haven't seen each other, I think, since when did you move to Georgia?
Oh God, 2015.
Oh my God.
I've been here 6 years already. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, and I think that summer you came back, and that was probably the last time we actually saw each other in person.
Probably. I did come back because I got tickets to Hamilton like right before it blew up. So I was like, all right, let me see who I can see before, it's months and months before I can come back. And in some instances, years.
Yeah, so that's my fault because you have come back, and then I remember like before COVID or something, like maybe 2 summers ago, you were like, I'm in Jersey, and I was like, oh, I'll go, and then life happened. So
yeah.
But I wanted to show you something before we're going to talk WWE and AEW. But
yes,
I found a photo from the first time we met, from the first night we hung out. Here it is, 2013.
No.
Look how skinny I was. You look almost the same, except I think your hair is a little bit more fuller, maybe. Like I think it's a little bit. I guess maybe
my face is a little more fuller, I think too.
Your hair is more straight there, I guess I would say. But
oh, for sure.
So, do you remember how we met? Because that was the first time we met.
I remember our friend Ashley being there.
And that's how we met.
Oh, okay.
I invited her for my 25th, whatever it was. But then, like, my birthday's right next to St. Patrick's Day. So we were at McFadden. So she's like, I'm bringing a couple of friends. She brought her boyfriend at the time, skinny kid with hair, and like 2 other friends. And all of us we just got drunk and danced. That was the first time we met. And then I think you and I kind of became friends because of WWE. I had not watched WWE since the end of the Attitude Era, maybe give or take a year. And I heard Sting was back. This is like 2014, like about a year later. I'm like, Sting's back. I don't have many friends who watch WWE. Then I know you watched it. And then you kind of like helped me with like all the new wrestlers, like Daniel Bryan. Well, not new anymore, but like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, all these guys. And I think you and I have been both watching it on and off consistently. That might be an oxymoron, but on and off consistently for the last like 10 years.
Pretty much. Right now, I'm kind of just doing the pay-per-views because I haven't had cable in so long. It was just cheaper to get, like 3, 6, and 10 and the internet.
Yeah. Well, they have Peacock, so I'm lucky. I used to pay for the network, even when I wasn't watching. But Peacock I get for free through Comcast, so I actually get to watch the pay-per-views through Peacock for free.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, get Comcast if you have it down in Georgia. They're doing like a promotion, like, hey, we give you Peacock. So
that's great. I actually had no idea.
It's not the ad-free version, though, but it works.
I should talk to my husband about that.
Yeah.
We have Xfinity.
So the reason I called you on today, because I had been watching on and off. Cena came back at Money in the Bank, and actually my creator, the creator of the show, not my creator, he actually put that video on during the show. I literally was jumping up and down in the bed, like, oh my God, he's back. And it kind of brought my attention back. I heard rumors Becky Lynch was coming, and I definitely want to talk about SummerSlam. But here's the thing. I kind of missed out on CM Punk when I started watching. So I saw a lot of his older stuff. Did you watch his stuff kind of towards the tail end? Like, why was he so popular?
So I was watching definitely from, I want to say 2009 to 2014 when he left, kind of through his whole rise and everything. I think he kind of encapsulated the like the indie wrestler that made it big, like just on charisma and You know, he's pretty decent in the ring.
Yeah.
Plus, he like would come up with interesting storylines, such as the Straight Edge Society.
Straight Edge Society. I saw some of that on YouTube.
Yeah, that was probably like his first big like main like storyline on the main shows. He was in what was left of ECW after WWE got a hold of it for a couple of years there, but yeah.
What he's most famous for is this moment. Some people say it was kayfabe, meaning that it was, you know, fake or planned. Some people say it wasn't. Is that he sat down in, you know, Indian style in the middle of Monday Night Raw and just took over and just went into a rant for like 10 minutes. I still don't know whether that was real or not, but what was kind of cool about him was that you weren't sure if that was like planned or if it was, no, it wasn't planned. Like that was legit him being honest. But I think that kind of made him kind of a legend, like at some point, like just, I'm going to interrupt the show. I'm going to do this promo. They're going to cut my mic off. It felt real.
Right. And
what's that called?
Like I said, I think that has a lot to do with his charisma. But so with the pipe bomb, as it was called,
the pipe bomb.
To hear him tell it,
YouTube's gonna like take us down now.
To hear him tell it though, I cannot remember what interview it was, but he had said they just gave him a mic and said, "Go out there." And yeah, he just went off for 10 minutes. And yeah, you're right. It was an iconic moment in wrestling.
It felt real, and that's kind of how I learned about him was through these YouTube videos. But we also know that for whatever reason, he was fired on his wedding day. Vince McMahon says, I didn't know, but he got fired in 2014 on his wedding day. And throughout the last 6-7 years, now it's been 7 years, anytime the WWE fans want to troll WWE, they start chanting CM Punk. And it would get really awkward, like especially when Vince was out there or like Vince is talking, all of a sudden you hear the audience going, CM Punk, CM Punk. And it kind of looked like, you know, when Fox merged with SmackDown, like SmackDown was going on Fox, they brought Punk as a kind of commentator on wrestling. And everyone's like, is he back with the WWE? Is he, you know?
So from my understanding, he was technically hired like as an NBC contractor.
Yeah.
So he wasn't
working for WWE.
Correct.
Okay. But like people were wondering, is he coming back? Is he coming back? And then lo and behold, about a couple of years ago, you know, we hear about this kid named, you know, Tony Khan. You know, we hear about his father. He's a Pakistani. He's a Paisano for me. Doing his own thing. He's working with Cody Rhodes, and I'm like, Stardust? You know, and
you missed when Cody was good then in WWE.
Yeah. But I saw that big pay-per-view they did, that really big one where Cody and Dusty wrestled, and it got a 5-star. And we watched that pay-per-view. I'm like, this is like the wrestling where like I've forgotten this type of wrestling exists, you know, where the story is told through the match. You know, it's not just stuff happening in between promos. And, you know, AEW kind of brought this excitement back. You know, it was funny. I mean, Jericho, who I've been watching since like 94, I remember when he was with WCW, was at his best, like in terms of cutting promos, in terms of being funny. And what was smart, what AEW did, they did not go up against WWE. They didn't put their shows on Mondays, or I think there is at that time it was still Thursday. SmackDown was still happening, or was it Tuesday nights? I don't know. But they kind of did their own thing, and then lo and behold, the rumor started this weekend or for this summer that Punk was going to go with AEW. And did you watch it live Friday night?
Okay, so I was bad because, like I said, I don't really have cable. So I was watching it on a stream. And I think having him come out first was a great idea. Because
that was the beginning of the show.
It was the beginning of the show. Because they would have hijacked the show with the chance until he came out. So yeah, I thought it was a good idea to bring him out first. And
I mean, what a moment that was. I mean, I just got a shot. I wish we could show the clip, but we would get copyright struck or taken down. But I got home and I just had a busy weekend. Friday night I was busy. I got home and I just see it on my YouTube. CM Punk returns. I'm like, that's right. And I watched, and AEW put it on YouTube. I must have watched it 3 times in a row. Just the entrance. I'm not even talking about his promo. Just the crowd was so damn loud. Like, it reminded me of wrestling when I was a kid. Like the way the audience just popped and the emotionality on his face. And there's a great moment. He hugs someone and he just crowd dives into the crowd. Mm-hmm. It was like, and here's the thing, I didn't really watch him. I learned about him through YouTube. Like, I'd watched a lot of his promos, a lot of fans put compilations, and like that's how I knew it was. I'm like, well, why did they fire him? But you can see him like holding back tears. It was quite a moment. I mean, just the excitement on his face. And I've never heard an ovation for someone just sitting down Indian style. You know, everyone, he just sat down in the ring. He took off his jacket. At first, I was kind of surprised that they were going to still call him CM Punk. I don't know if WWE owned that name.
No, it was always his name, even from his Ring of Honor days. Yeah, probably since he started wrestling, and I want to say 04, 05.
Well, I think it was early that because during his promo, he did take a subtle, it was not a subtle shot. He said, in 2005, I left Ring of Honor. I left professional wrestling. 2021, I'm back. I felt like the fact he said professional wrestling, because Vince for the last like 25 years, like we're sports entertainment.
Exactly.
And while that worked during the Attitude Era, like I think AEW is like, no, we're wrestling. This is wrestling.
Yeah, and I mean, they appeal to they appeal to the hardcore wrestling fans. I feel like, and whereas WWE, they've, I guess, been appealing to kids this whole time. Hence, like, Cena basically ruling the day for a good 20.
And here's the thing, without Cena, they really didn't have anything because, like, Roman as a good guy wasn't working. I mean, the guy literally, and it sounds awful, had to get cancer for people to feel any sympathy for him. Even when he's giving, like, when Roman Reigns gave that speech, he was being booed until the second he said his cancer had come back. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, ooh, like, I hate it. Was like, oh, crap. Now I feel bad for hating him, you know, but like, he's kind of done he's been a bad guy. He's been kind of cool. But real quick to AEW, you know, for a while, I was getting a little bit worried because, like, oh, they brought Sting back. Okay. Ric Flair is going back. Okay. Rusev is over there. Dean Ambrose is over there. I know they have Jon Moxley. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of seeing a pattern that I saw back in 95, 96, where I remember, you know, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, WWE, WCW, Hulk Hogan. And I'm like, they're basically taking, I don't want to say the rejects, but the people who didn't make it in WWE and put them in AEW. And I was worried that that's what they're going to keep doing. I love Sting. I wish Sting's run in WWE had been better, but I've been kind of enjoying him. He's kind of lacking a mentor capacity to Darby Allin. And then there's a moment during the thing where, like, points at Sting, they're up in the rafters, him and Darby Allin. And I was like, I'm kind of excited about this. Like yesterday, or today is Thursday, wink, wink. Thursday, or the last few days, I watched Raw in pieces, and I'm like, I cannot wait till Wednesday night so I can watch AEW. Like, I can't remember the last time I just could not wait to watch wrestling. And I do want to see WWE also because two things happened at SummerSlam this weekend. I did not realize SummerSlam was on a Saturday this year. Usually pay-per-views are on Sundays, aren't they? And I guess this one was.
They are. I think it had to do with the venue because COVID has messed up so much in terms of booking. Like, you know, my husband's a musician. He'll be able to tell you. But yeah, it's possible that was the only date that they could get that venue. what I found intriguing was that NXT was on Sunday. Usually it's switched. Yeah. Takeover.
I had no idea. And all of a sudden I see Becky Lynch returns, Brock Lesnar returns. I'm like, what the? Like, I'm literally like kidding myself. Oh my God, I forgot. Like, and I was like, wait, why is it on Saturday? But look, SummerSlam was a tight. I did watch it in pieces. But my girl, the one who I think is their biggest star, was their biggest star, came back. She is electric. She is their top dog as far as I'm concerned. I know Roman and like Drew McIntyre, but she's like what Austin would say, puts asses in the seat. You know, puts seats.
Yeah. She's the one on the cereal boxes right now. I have gotten 3 people send me pictures saying, hey, it's your girl. Or no, my one friend was like, I had to stop because this looked like you. He has no idea like anything about wrestling. And I was like, well, yeah, I cosplay her. So that's funny.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, she had a meteoric rise. So like, she wasn't even my favorite female wrestler when I started watching. And this is when I started watching, it was around the time they stopped doing the divas and started referring to them as wrestlers.
Yeah.
Just that kind of reset the mood. And I was a big Paige fan. And I still miss Paige. I miss Paige so much. And Becky Lynch was kind of okay. You know, I mean, she wasn't bad. She kind of had the steampunk thing going on.
Yeah.
But she kind of, it reminds me a little bit of Stone Cold Steve Austin. So you never saw when he was stunning Steve Austin.
I did not.
Like, if you told me, like, that dude's going to become a star, I'd have been like, you know, I'm like, no. To this day, this actually happened. I'm going to connect this to Becky Lynch. Raw was on. My dad was watching it. I had stopped watching, and I was like maybe 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. And there was Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm like, oh, Dad, there was another wrestler named Steve Austin, stunning Steve Austin. I was like, that's the same guy. I'm like, no. He had blonde hair. Like, it was just a transformation. That I was like, that's not the same guy, you know. But like, it was hard to believe. Like, that's how I think she transformed. And her, like, I think it started when she was supposed to become a heel, just like Stone Cold, and everyone's cheering her, you know, when she beat the hell out of Charlotte Flair.
Right. And like, I think Charlotte Flair is great too. But trying to sell her as a face, like, at all is kind of difficult because she's just so good at being a natural heel, I think.
Like her father.
Exactly. Also, I think they gave her the belt one more time to avoid her going to AEW to follow her fiance and her dad. But back to Becky.
I don't think they should do that. She's still, I mean, Charlotte Flair. I mean, you put so much money and time into a star like that. But but Becky Lynch, when she turned heel, she also took momentum away from Ronda Rousey. Getting Ronda Rousey. This was supposed to be Ronda's run. Ronda was supposed to be the big thing, and out of nowhere, she came out. But you know, I think she left right at the beginning of the pandemic. She's pregnant. She has a baby. But her coming back, it was just such an electric moment. And I didn't realize, because I had been watching intermittently, that she has the SmackDown title. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I've been watching Raw. I'm like, when the hell is she coming back? And I forgot that she's not going to be there until Friday, I'm guessing. But how did you feel? Some fans were a little bit upset about this. So this is Bianca Belair, right? Is that how you say her name?
Belair, yeah.
Belair, okay. She's really popular. She's really up and coming. A lot of fans were kind of upset that she kind of got squashed by Becky, like the way it happened. What did you think?
I kind of was upset about it too, because I feel like it made both women look kind of shitty. So Bianca won in a very great match with Sasha Banks at WrestleMania, and she has been built up as this legit competitor, like skilled, you know, and charismatic and all this stuff. Like, they were investing a lot of time and effort into making her, like, you know, the new face of the women's division. And it kind of sucks that, like, okay, you're going to have your biggest star come in, but you're just going to have her. Yeah, you're just going to squash. Yeah.
See, it's funny. The way I look at it is that Becky's time in the sun had not peaked yet.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get that feeling? Like, when was that moment where she had the busted nose and she headlined WrestleMania? Was that 2018 or 2019, I think?
That was 2018 because I cosplayed that in 2019.
Was that 3 years ago?
I know, right? November, because it was right before Survivor Series 2018. She was supposed to face Ronda, but her whole face got busted.
Yeah, and again, that kind of became her, like her Austin 316 moment.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't planned. Her nose, just the blood coming down. I mean, it was shocking. It was also kind of hot,
Mm-hmm.
She's a very attractive woman. I mean, but like she's got the spawn, she's got blood gushing out of her nose, all over her arms. It's all over her hands. I mean, it was such a badass shot.
Oh yeah, she was like, "This is me. This is my moment. Like, deal with it. I am the man." It was so good.
It's when you look at great wrestlers, whether it's The Rock, Stone Cold. I always point to them because they really kind of resurrected it in the late 90s. Those moments are never planned. They just kind of happen. The Austin 316 something is not something he wrote down,
Exactly.
He's kind of like, all right, I gotta, okay, well, Jake the Snake Roberts comes up with the Bible. I'll say Austin 316, and all of a sudden it becomes one of the hottest selling T-shirts of all time.
I see.
So I'm trying to find out when that WrestleMania was. You're saying it was 2019, right?
Oh, what, the Survivor Series where she got busted?
Oh, no, where she fought Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair. So I think that was 2019. That's what I'm reading. WrestleMania 35. It was 2019.
That was 2019.
Yeah, because the next WrestleMania was during COVID and everything. So
yes.
Yeah. Am I cutting in and out, or am I good? Oh, there you go. You're back.
Where she was. You're good. But yeah, that's where she was. It Shayna Baszler that she defeated. But yeah, she was actually pregnant at the time.
Oh, really?
At WrestleMania 2020.
Oh,
yes.
My God. I
was like, of course, Becky Lynch's fetus already has a win at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Do you remember Jim Cornette? He made a horrible comment about Becky, where he said she should get rid of the baby because you're at the top of the world. I'm like, dude, what the hell is wrong with you?
Cornette is a crotchety old man at this point.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes he's right about wrestling, but then sometimes it's it's crazy. You never met my dad, did you? Oh, could you bring it? Yeah. You never met my dad. He always interrupts my stuff, so it's fine. Everyone loves his stories, but I felt okay. So she wins WrestleMania 20. She wins main eventing WrestleMania, and some people are non-wrestling fans are like, oh, they did it to seem woke. I'm like, nope. She was hot. She was on fire. Mm-hmm. That was a great moment when she won. And then I felt like because of COVID, that run kind of just got truncated. You could tell she was still not near the peak yet. So when she came back against Bianca Belair, part of me was like, yeah, well, she's back. She's the alpha male or alpha chick. She's I can say alpha male because she calls herself the man. So it didn't bother me as much because she could have punched my own mom and I would have been like, ooh, Mom, I'm sorry, but that's Becky Lynch. But that happened. And I'm going to tie this to what else happened. This dude somehow came back bigger than ever. He's like the Godzilla of wrestling. I mean, look at him next to Roman. He just looks bigger.
I know. It's crazy. I mean, I guess chopping wood in the backwoods of Minnesota will do that.
Yeah, I mean, he got huge, and he's got a man body, which I used to mock, but I will not mock it now in case he finds out and comes and kills me. But here's the thing. I think Brock works because he has Paul Heyman. I don't know if I can see Brock coming on SmackDown and cutting a promo.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you. I've seen the memes where it's like, okay, this feud is going to be for the custody of Paul Heyman. But I Yeah, Brock has never been a good talker. I feel like Roman, with his
Roman tries too
mishaps
hard.
What?
Roman, at least when he was a good guy, tries too hard and like, like,
Yeah.
I'm not the man. I was like, I'm not the bad guy. I am the guy. I'm like, how many writers came up with that?
Exactly.
But I will say this, like the only time he cut a promo and I liked it was, remember when WrestleMania 31, where Seth Rollins did Money in the Bank, covered Roman and took the title away from Brock? Remember?
Mm-hmm.
The next day he comes out, beginning of the match. He's like, all right, buddy, come out here. Come on out here. It's time to get your ass kicked. He just throws it down. Like, that was perfect for him. Like, he's like, I want my rematch. And of course, they created an angle for Brock to leave, and come back later. And then but anyway, I can't see him cutting like a 4 or 5 minute promo.
No. Yeah, I feel like Roman has gotten better at that since he's turned heel. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Unless Brock shows up with a new manager who talks for him.
I think what's going to happen is, this is my theory for SmackDown, which will be this Friday, which you can watch. It's on Fox, right? Check it out.
Yeah.
So Paul Heyman is going to come out with Roman, and then Brock's going to come out, and then Paul's going to play kind of like both sides, kind of speaking for Brock. Like, he's not going to talk trash to Brock.
Right.
In fact, in SummerSlam, he's like scared, hiding in the corner. Again, you buy it. You're like, yeah, I would be scared of that dude. Like, you kind of betrayed him, so to speak, by joining Roman. And I think he's kind of like play like referee between them and kind of do his like Brock Lesnar thing and whatnot. But here's the thing, Brock Lesnar, here's why Vince is sometimes right about entertaining. Sometimes I can watch a 25-hour technical match and get bored, but watching Brock Lesnar just suplex stuff, I can't curse because we get demonetized by YouTube, is so satisfying to watch. When he did it to Seth Rollins, when he did it to John Cena at SummerSlam like 8 years ago, like, it is just so satisfying to watch, and he puts asses in seats, as Stone Cold said. So now SmackDown, whose ratings have been dropping, are going to have 2 megastars back.
That's very true.
My message to my fans, my jackalites, as I call them, they don't call themselves that. I call them that. I'm trying to create a brand here. This would be a fun time, I think, to kind of get back into WWE and AEW.
I mean, it's a really fantastic time to be a wrestling fan right now. Because you have more access than you've ever had before. I mean, whatchamacallit, like, some of the indie promotions will like have a little, thing where you could stream and it helps them monetarily. And it's crazy that it's so accessible now. Where even, 3-4 years ago, not nearly as much. So yeah, it's just bonkers to me that
it is bonkers. Like, for the first time,
popular than ever.
Here's the funny thing: in the age of when I was a kid, if you missed Raw, you missed Raw. Like, there was no place where you can go rent it or watch it. I used to have my parents bought me when I was in 7th, 6th grade. They bought me one of those TV VCR combos. So I used to always record if I missed it, and I never missed it. My parents even knew, don't schedule anything on Monday night and Thursday nights. And I would watch. Awesome. I would record. What I used to do on Thursday nights, I used to record Friends and watch SmackDown live. Back then SmackDown wasn't live, but like now, chances are, like, Friday night I'll be out with my friends, but I'm watching it Saturday morning, and I'm gonna put the surround sound on. I'm gonna wait for Becky Lynch. But on the other hand, like, we at Pop Culture Corner, we cover Star Wars, Disney, Marvel, DC, and I'm like, how many hours is it? It's 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of SmackDown. That's 5 hours. AEW now has 2 shows, both 2 hours. So that's 9 hours of wrestling.
That's not counting Dark, which you can watch on YouTube.
Neither did CM Punk. Did you see CM Punk's press conference with Tony Khan? He's just like, nope, I've never watched it. He was just blonde. He's like, I've never watched it.
No.
He's like, nope, I didn't watch it. But you just see, like, Tony Khan. Remember that Viagra commercial? Like, this is Chuck. And he just like walk with a big smile. Yeah. Tony Khan's like this the whole time, like
he's like, I can't believe I bagged CM Punk. Like,
I am so excited about it. And look, the writing team has to do this right. He can't like get into like a generic feud. I think this thing with Darby Allin and Sting could be something hot. I can't wait for Friday night. I mean, we got SmackDown. In one night, we're gonna see these guys, her, and after that's done, this guy come back. I mean,
yeah, that's insane.
It's gonna be nuts. But
wow,
look,
I didn't even think of that.
You look like Tony Khan right now. You're like,
yeah.
I can't. I think it's a good time to get into wrestling, and people always like get in my face like, well, it's fake, it's whatever. I hate that argument. Like when I go see the Avengers, I'm not like, yo, that's Robert Downey Jr. He's not really Iron Man, you know, like or getting up in the middle of the fight. That's not really Richard III. Yo, Richard III died 600 years ago. That's, you know, that's Patrick Stewart. You know, you're watching live performance.
Exactly, and you just have to appreciate the physicality that you know. You can't, not only do you have to like, you know, perform at a high level, but also make it look believable.
Yeah.
And that keeps people entertained. And there's really nothing else like it.
I've heard Daniel Bryan might be going to AEW. I heard his contract was up, and this is while they didn't have crowds, so I really wasn't watching. Can you imagine that? Daniel Bryan, because I feel like ever since he came back, a part of me was expecting another title run, kind of like what we saw in 2014, but then he got injured, and he never got that. They just threw him in the mid-card. They kind of made him to like a hippie farmer, kind of a negative guy. Remember, he was like lecturing everyone. Then they brought back the Yes thing, and I'm like, can you imagine if he comes back, brings back the Yes movement? You're gonna AEW. I mean, like for the longest time, they would have like their regular shows would just be like kind of smaller venues, you know, not the 30, 40, 50,000. But that where CM Punk came back, that reminded me of like a WWE crowd at its peak, like a SummerSlam crowd. It was to the rafters. Did you see the one dude crying when CM Punk was coming out?
I loved it.
I loved it. I was like, dude, that's it right there. That's it right there.
That's just passion right there.
Yeah. Passion, yeah. I mean, I cried when Tony Stark died at the end of Avengers Endgame, so it's okay. It's real art.
As
so.
we all did.
Des, I think we're going to wrap it up, but I do want to thank you for coming on. Would you like to come back on every now and then on Jivin' with Jack to maybe talk about some of the bigger things that happen in wrestling?
Of course. That sounds like a blast, yeah.
And it'll be refreshing for the audience because the only pretty face they see is mine, like on our team. So
yeah,
I'm going to get in trouble with that. My creator's going to put like some kind of GIF or like arrow pointing at me like he's lying. But Des, I want to thank you for being here. And folks, check out WWE, check out AEW. If not, check out the highlights. I do think it's worth watching right now. It's fun, it's entertaining, it's energetic. And thank you guys for tuning in.
All right.
Hello, I'm here. And Jack is muted.
I'm not.
There we go.
There we go.
What the?
So that was us attempting to try to talk about other stuff.
Do something different.
W, you know.
Yeah, and I liked it. I liked it. I liked it. You know what? Actually, I watched that. I sat here and I watched it. First of all, Brock Lesnar looks different.
Yeah, he's bigger. He's bigger.
He's bigger and he's got a man bun. He didn't have a man bun back then. He was bald and the big and the beard and the thing and the dip. It's like boots at the patch and the he beats and he passes and he boots and
now that he has one, I'm like, I ain't talking shit.
Right? Yeah, I know, right? It does.
Come find me.
And then next to Roman, dude. Oh, Roman Reigns.
Kosh, I think, is the only person who's interested in this. He says, I like variety.
Yes. I know, Prakash.
So I recorded
Prakash. I just thought I poked the bear with Prakash. Prakash likes variety.
Yeah, variety. Drifter's back. Drifter, you missed the whole wrestling.
Drifter, yep.
By the way, this might be the longest. So my quiz got canceled. So This might be the longest show we've ever
Jivin
done.
With Jack.
Jivin With Jack.
No. I think Enosh has you beat on that, my friend.
Yeah, but that doesn't count because I was not there. Oh yeah.
Right. Yes.
Enosh is going to be back though, and I'm going to tell the story about what happened that day. But you know what, Enosh? Since that episode, I think we have found a lot of new viewers. I think
we have.
You know,
we have. Prakash says we want longer shows. Good
yeah.
Lord.
Well, I think me and Kate.
We clicked it at the same time.
Yeah,
I clicked it as well.
Yeah, I forgot.
Maybe all three of us just clicked at this.
All three of us.
StreamYard just said, "Gosh!"
You know what? That's what the other shows are for. 5-6 hours of no one saying anything, and then you watch Jivin With Jack, and for 2 hours, you
get maybe something.
You get something, you know.
Possibly.
But wrestling is one of those things that I do talk about. I'm not a hardcore wrestling fan, but this past week was kind of cool. So my friend Des did this segment with me, and I was like, let's just throw it in there. Let's see what you guys want more wrestling. Maybe you would like it as a separate segment.
Which, hey, if variety is something you like, guys, Jivin With Jack and Lean on Me that's really the goals of the two shows, is to be the variety shows of the channel, which is why I love this show. I love, Jack was a big inspiration in how I designed Lean on Me. Obviously, it's not the same as this. It's not I did not copy it, but it is, it does have, just it's creative. It's different. We're gonna interview and talk to psychologists. We're gonna talk about mental health. We're gonna talk to doctors. We're gonna talk to professors. I absolutely love
on you. He says his is long.
His is long. Which one is whose is long, Drifter? Jack or mine?
Drifter.
What?
Long streams of what?
They do want long streams.
Thank God. Can we talk about this OnlyFans?
Oh yes. Let's talk about it.
So what Drifter says, he wants long streams of Austin and Jack all over his face and his mouth.
What? Well, this went somewhere fast.
If you think that we will sell ourselves for views,
we will.
Disgrace ourselves, we will.
We will.
I mean, I've only been at the gym 2 weeks, but I will show off my guns.
Oh God.
I mean, listen. Hold on a second. Jivin With Jack is about degrading yourself for super chats, for Patreons. I will do that
because we are the clout chasers of these. Nah, we're kidding.
Ty,
no, but
Ty won't degrade himself.
He won't.
But we will.
Yes, I will. But yeah, I mean, and that's look, like you said, OnlyFans, man. OnlyFans. What do you guys think of OnlyFans? So 1 week they're like, nah, you can't post your pee-pee, you can't post your vajayjay, you can't do the whole 9 yards. They're like, you can't. It's a no, naughty stuff. No, and this was what I thought was so funny about this whole thing, Jack, and I want to hear your thoughts on it. Is they're like, we are banning sexually explicit content, and then refused to define sexually explicit content.
Hold on, Benson came back. He woke up. He wrote, Jivin With Jack, we just saw your KFC 24 pack when you.
It's so good to have Benson here. It really is. I love having Benson here.
Benson, what the hell? You know what? You can't talk tough based on what happened earlier today. So that's all I will say towards you. I'm
goodness.
so triggered and offended. I'm in England and I'm just so offended about some of the videos that have been posted. I'm like, Benson, if you were here, I would dick slap you.
Whoa. When did I attack Prakash? Hold on now.
Wait.
When did I? Hold on now. When did this happen here? I'd like to hear about this.
No, but also, Prakash, be honest. If you thought something happened, let's have it out. Because I'll be honest.
Well, message me. I did not know you felt that way. I thought we had some playful banter. That's my bad.
Don't be afraid, because as far as I can hear my.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
It goes me.
I'm kidding.
Me.
And then Jack.
Austin, Caden. Then me again. Then Austin. Then Drip. Then Justice. And then maybe Ty.
Oh my gosh. The savagery.
Yeah, savagery, yeah.
The
Dick
savagery.
Start with a cheeky ball tickle first to warm me up. I will come to England. I got my visa. Don't tempt me.
I love I
was about to say
I love it, bro. Okay, so like I'm first of all, I'm fascinated with all the different.
Yeah, you're fascinated with dick slaps. I get it.
I was gonna say balls, but I mean, sure, just put the words in my mouth. I guess dicks it too. I mean, no, I love British humor. I really do. Did you ever see a show?
Awesome.
Did you ever see a show? IT.
No.
Oh my gosh, dude, it was so funny.
Like Pop Culture Corner, we need 24-hour streams without me, Ty.
Well, that Ty can. Yeah, Ty would jump on that one. Let's see. Prakash says, "I didn't trash No Way Home." No, I know you didn't. I never said you did. I don't like the MCU, but don't hate it like I hate WB. First, they're racist and partial. They're racist and partial.
Gosh, you know he's from India because he uses the British way of spelling behavior with a U.
Yes, the IT.
I
forgot, dude. So Benson, I watched that show. It was with Richard Ayoade and Chris O'Dowd, I think.
Right? The IT crowd?
Possibly.
Yeah, it was like,
dude, it's so funny. You ever watch The British Office with Ricky Gervais?
No. But my favorite British shows, dude. Benson, I don't know if you remember this, but Faulty Towers, I freaking love. I don't know if you remember Faulty Towers.
Faulty Towers. That sounds really familiar.
That's John Cleese in the 80s.
Okay.
It's an older show, but
yes.
Faulty Towers. And then the BBC did a show with Ireland called Father Ted. Freaking hilarious. Drifter, no, you're the only one who's ever seen the chapter 2.
Yes, I did see it chapter 2, and I was not a fan. I thought that the first one was far better.
I kind of like the miniseries because the miniseries took the young story and the old story and kind of spliced it together. Who's watching England versus India test match? My dad. Zakarla, my dad's watching that right now. He watches cricket.
Oh, okay, right.
Cricket, which is like a bad version of baseball.
Rob, what did you think? I'm kind of curious now because we are going to be talking about horror in the coming months. What did you think of it, Chapter 2? Did you see it?
I saw part of it. I like the
Jack. Where have you been? You know there was a pandemic and everybody stayed inside and watched things.
Well, but in Chapter 2, I saw part of it and I stopped it because the adult story is not that interesting. The children's story is interesting. That's why the miniseries from 1990 was better because it spliced them together. I'm 49. Faulty Towers, Young Ones, Only Fools and Horses. Yeah, was the greatest. I've seen that. What day of the TWMK? I don't watch cricket. I think it's a terrible sport. I think it's a sport.
He said, "My father. That's my father."
Let him watch cricket. But you know what's better than cricket? Rounders, which became baseball. I don't watch cricket. I got all the channels for cricket for my dad to watch. He'll talk about like New Zealand versus Australia. I'm like, yeah, I don't care. But cricket, I'm not saying it's a bad sport, but you got to have flat bat, so it's easy to hit with a flat bat. A curved bat, like in baseball, that's hard. TWK, Meo Copa, speaking Latin. My fault. Never seen Young Ones I've seen Only Fools and Horses. It's a good show.
Spoiler beginning of chapter 2. Pennywise
Spoiler,
takes.
beginning of chapter 2, Pennywise takes someone.
Yeah, that was the best part of it. For me.
Yeah. Yeah, but in chapter 2, I knew it wasn't going to work because I've read the book and I saw the original series. Like the adult part is not that interesting. So what the original series did was it kind of, it would go back and forth. Wait, Roblox Marvel. How can there be a chapter 3?
They were talking about a chapter 3.
Have you read the book, Austin?
I have not. I have. So I've read a couple Stephen King books. I haven't read it. I read.
It's messed up. Do you know what happens when they defeat as children?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
I've heard. Well, I don't know, dude. So look,
it's a gangbang.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it.
Austin is for gangbang 9-year-olds, but I'm not.
No. But look, Stephen King his work interests me, right? Because he brings,
he's something.
There is a truth to a lot of the stuff that he writes and that he stuff, right? He does believe in kind of in the demonic and in the devil and things like that, and his existence. And he's talked about how he finds in his writing the reason why he writes so dark and does so twisted things is because there are people who don't believe like there's a devil in the world, and there he's trying to say no, there is, because some of these things happen.
Yeah.
It's just a twisted, and so that's kind of the point of his writing. So I'm very intrigued with all of his. But there's one he did that's kind of like his it's like his Chronicles of Narnia. It's or like his allegory to the Bible. It's the Dark Tower. In a sense.
I've never read.
Phenomenal book, terrible movie, horrible movie. So sad. Yeah. What did you call him? Did you call him Idris Elba?
Yeah, Idris Elba. That's from Honest Trailers. Idris Elba.
What? He turned into Idris Elba. I don't know why that reminded me of this. Did you hear about the Matrix 4 Resurrections?
So I didn't look into it. No, I heard that it's. Well, tell me about it. I didn't want to read up on it, but.
Oh, you don't want to read up on it?
No, but you can tell me. I tried not to read up on it, but like I love the second one.
Well, of course you're gonna see this.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it. Yeah.
But you want to stay in the dark. I feel that.
I really don't care either which way, but like if Neo is not in it, like is there something weird where he's not in it?
No, of course Neo is in it.
Okay, all right.
Oh, Neo, Carrie-Anne Moss,
Trinity, all right.
Trinity, Jada Pinkett Smith.
She's in it too. Okay.
And the original director is back.
Yeah. Okay.
Neil Patrick Harris is in there. You do the dude that plays Black Manta in Aquaman. He's in it.
The black guy. All right. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Yep. Okay. All right. I mean, was this supposed to come out this summer? But I guess it's delayed till. Stephen King wrote the Michael Jackson short film Ghost. Have you got? You know what? The movie Ghost is really good, which has nothing to do with this.
Yes. The Patrick Swayze
Ghost
movie.
is pretty good.
Yes.
But he'll always stay in the dark with those sunglasses.
Right.
Benson does not like me wearing sunglasses. It takes him off. But Benson.
Wait, no, he did. He said he liked it earlier. He said you look like Val Kilmer.
Ah.
You look like Iceman. Iceman.
Val Kilmer now, back in the day, not now. But
yeah, he said he literally referenced Iceman. He's from Top Gun 2. Which, speaking of that,
yeah.
Which sequel are you guys most excited about? Mission Impossible 7, Matrix 4, Top Gun 2.
Well, you go first. I know which one I'm most excited about.
I'm split. I think
the need
for it's right. Top for me, it's Top Gun 2 and Matrix 4.
The fact that Tom Cruise learned how to fly a fighter jet for that movie.
2 years, dude. Took him 2 years to train and learn.
Yeah.
Isn't that incredible? And all that aerial footage is real, not CGI.
Yeah, I mean, like when I watched the trailer, I did not know this. I'm like, that looks really.
Will we get flagged if we watch the trailer? Can we watch the trailer?
Yeah, let's watch the trailer. There's no music in it, so
Right, it's a spin on the
like
on
here's
the
the
old
Top.
theme.
So in the original Top Gun, right?
I love it. Yes.
They filmed the scenes. So back then, in the F-14, you go to a pilot in the front and a pilot in the back. So when Tom Cruise is in the plane and he's in the front, the guy in the back is piloting it. He's actually the guy in the back is flying it. And when they had to use the opposite, like they would have the guy in the front flying it. It's amazing. So when they said they were doing Top Gun 2, I'm like, oh, they're gonna CGI the hell out of it and everything. But freaking Tom Cruise,
of course,
learned how to fly jet planes, and we're gonna show right here.
Only Tom.
Learn how to fly a plane.
A jet, not a plane. A jet. A jet, dude. This dude is. I love it. Benson here. He had IMAX cameras designed to work at extreme G-forces so they could shoot inside the jets. That's it. So that's kind of like and Benson, we were talking about this earlier too. The Halo jump, his Halo jump from from Mission Impossible 7. For me, as a film fan, just as a film fan in general, that's one of the most incredible.
Referencing Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone. Yeah, that song's
there you
bad.
go. Highway and TW too.
Yeah, here we go.
Right.
All the 35-year-olds. Here we go. I'm gonna turn off the closed captioning. Here we go.
All right, let's do it. I love it.
You guys hear it? Oh no, there we go.
No. Wow. Already, dude. Like a second in.
But that's him actually flying his back.
Yes.
Your instructor is one of the finest pilots this program has ever produced. His exploits are legendary. What he has to teach you may very well mean the difference between life and death.
Your reputation precedes you.
I have to admit, I wasn't expecting an invitation back.
They're called orders, Maverick.
That's him flying.
Yep. Oh, look at that, man.
Captain speaking. Today's exercise is dogfighting.
2 versus 1? Hey, you gotta be kidding. What the hell?
Miles Teller plays Goose's son.
All right, I'm not trying to brag. My high school sweetheart.
Say that again. Tom Cruise just kind of.
Oh yeah. So my high school sweetheart looked exactly like Jennifer Connelly. She was half Pakistani and half German. She looked just like her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, man, I'm so excited for that movie.
Yeah, so
I'm
here he is,
so
Miles
excited.
Teller's son. Yeah, the little boy. Yeah,
He's a great actor, Miles
like him.
Teller.
He
He does with the mustache and everything. Look, I mean, if you haven't seen Whiplash, highly recommend watching Whiplash. Miles Teller, he's great. He's great. I don't know if that's right. Prakash is assuming that's the funeral is Val Kilmer. I probably, but I do know Val Kilmer makes an appearance in the movie. So.
Yeah. You were talking about the Val Kilmer documentary, and just seeing him, like, it seemed like kind of rough for me to watch. You know what I mean?
It is. But interestingly enough, he actually just announced that he's been working with a company, and they have been able to, through AI, recreate and give him back his original voice.
Really? I mean, he's young. He's like in his maybe 50s, but still, you know. Yeah, so Benson's asking about this Val Kilmer documentary. You saw it. I couldn't watch it. I knew it was going to be rough.
Yes,
You know?
it was a hard watch, but dude, there was a lot to learn. He went through so much, and I just never knew how passionate and how much he loved the craft of acting. Like, he was the youngest kid, the youngest actor ever to go to Juilliard. I mean, his first Broadway play was with Sean Penn and Kevin Bacon at 18. The dude really he had a passion for this, and it's just he kind of ended up getting sucky roles. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but he's still
pretty boy. You
know, exactly. The one, of course, that he loved the most was The Doors.
Yeah. Him as Jim Morrison.
So good, and he was a massive massive Jim Morrison fan.
Yeah.
And so he really that was really cool to see. But just to we'll end it with this. But I thought I'll just kind of share on a happy note, because yes,
on a happy note,
that documentary is a hard watch, and and on this here it is. Let's see. Let me share. Add stream. Okay. We'll make it full screen there. That full screen for you guys. Perfect.
Yep.
And then, can you guys hear that?
Here we go. Play it.
Let's see. I think there's no audio now. But...
We all have the capacity to be creative.
Good.
We're all driven to share our deepest dreams and ideas with the world.
Sounds just like him.
That's
when we think of the most talented creative people, they speak to us in a unique way. A phrase we often hear is having a creative voice. But I was struck by throat cancer. After getting treated, my voice as I knew it was taken away from me. People around me struggle to understand me when I'm talking. But despite all that, I still feel I'm the exact same person. Still the same creative soul. A soul that dreams ideas and stories constantly.
Like him. This is almost spooky.
But now I can express myself again. I can bring these dreams to you and show you this part of myself once more. A part that was never truly gone. Just hiding away.
Wow.
So yeah.
How many of you in the chat have never seen the original Top Gun? I'm curious. They don't make movies like that anymore, where they actually use actual fighter pilots and they actually have the actors up there in the planes. Now they would CGI that shit, but like, wow.
Well, now with Top Gun 2.
Gary Bruckheimer, back when his name meant anything, they just...
And Jerry is back on producing this. Obviously, Tony Scott has passed away, the original director.
Yeah.
But, you know, still, it's Roblox. I highly recommend watching the original Top Gun. It is one of those films. It's like Aliens. It stands up today.
And
it
not only
really
that,
does.
that movie predicted the younger man, older woman, MILF kind of relationship, which is kind of hot and boring right now. But like that movie predicted, she was his instructor, he was a student, and they hook up. And you talk about a hot sex scene in a PG movie. Woo!
Well, there you go, Jack. Ladies and gentlemen, Jack giving away his preferences over here. So
yeah.
Drifter said this is sad. Well, I thought it was kind of inspiring that he got his voice back, and I'm happy that they were able to develop that.
Yeah, absolutely. And he has made a lot of movies. I hope he is not remembered as the guy who replaced Michael Keaton, because the guy has a phenomenal repertoire of film beyond the guy who was in Batman Forever. Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, oh, he's the guy who replaced Michael Keaton. There's a lot more to that. So
exactly.
So holy crap, this is the longest show that I've been.
Here we go.
We
made it to 3:20.
I want to thank everyone for watching, and let me calculate this. Less than 2 weeks, September 6th, Austin Lean 316 will have his own show, and I have very high expectations. I expect to have my mind blown, my spirit blown, and if it doesn't deliver, I'm going to be mad. But Austin, less than 2 weeks.
Yes, man. Like I said, it's going to be – I'm super excited. Paul from Into the West Comics is going to be joining me as my co-host.
Oh, Hi is back.
Hi, there we go. Hi. Top Gun Maverick movie is going to make us see either how good CGI has gotten or how long. Oh no, Hi. No, Hi. Those films.
Watch party for the original Top Gun if you guys are interested, because I haven't.
Yes.
Digitally.
Hi. Those films were filmed for real. Tom Cruise actually spent 2 years learning how to fly a fighter jet.
But even in the original, so back then they would have two pilots, like the guy in the front and the back. So when you see Tom Cruise in the original Top Gun in the plane, he's actually in the plane and the guy behind him is flying it. And they would reverse it. Like, that's with CGI, they took that aspect of filmmaking and gone,
You're right.
But here?
I think so.
Okay. All right. Well, Caden, I got the rest of the show. So, folks, please, if you're new, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. We love your support. What you've done with the Cinemacon thing has been just touching for us.
Yes.
Lean on Me starts September 6th at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
You're always here. Do we have anything for tomorrow? I know we have something planned for tomorrow.
I'm sure we have something going on tomorrow. Like we always say, guys, keep your notifications on. Keep your eye on this channel and on our Twitter, our social medias. We keep everything updated and let you know when we're going live and what we're going to be doing. Special thank you to everybody in the chat and to everybody that joined us tonight. To Caden, of course, and to, of course, Ty, the creator of the channel, the man behind it all, the man who makes the thumbnails, who puts in the work for the SEOs and our descriptions and all of that. We are incredibly grateful and thankful. And with that, guys, Prakash says, will Lean on Me take inspiration from heavy metal?
No. My show takes the inspiration from heavy metal.
Somebody had to bring it up.
Because I know all of you guys don't like women in skimpy outfits, so I was being respectful. So you want to see Austin in a skimpy outfit. So Austin with your nipple ring.
Head to the membership.
What? Yeah, become a member. You get to
become a member, and let me tell you, I have a nipple ring, people.
Yeah,
it's there. Pictures will be put.
I look at a busty woman when you can see Austin's nipple ring. So, Austin, what's our catchphrase?
Hey, we do it for you, and we do it for the culture.